This is an obvious spoiler warning for Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes. Proceed with caution. You have been warned.
Alright, welcome one and all to the second episode of the Video Game Book Clubcast. Today, we are following up on our part 2 discussion regarding Metal Gear Solid 1 released on the PS1. I'm your host for today, Pablo, followed by my good friend and colleague,
Paco.
And to his right,
Pascal.
Alright, so we're gonna pick up the discussion exactly where we left it after our stupid fight with the Cyborg Ninja, where we're finally discussing with our main protagonist and scientist guy, Dr. Al Emmerich. So we tell Dr. Emmerich that he can leave his fucking locker room. We do not mention the piss because Snake is a gentleman. You peed yourself, that's fine, dude. We don't talk about it. And so, are you Dr. Al Emmerich? He goes, yes. He's like, okay. Snake goes ballistics on him and goes, why the fuck did you make a Metal Gear capable of launching nukes? And Otacon, which he prefers to be called, what does he answer?
He's like, no, I designed some missile racks, but they're meant for, like, you know, small arms and nothing else. And I didn't do anything about Metal Gear. What do you mean they made a Metal Gear? They made a Metal Gear? These madmen went back to this goddamn project? They're gonna nuke the whole world? And for what? Some sales?
He didn't know about Metal Gear.
No, he knew about Metal Gear. He created and completed Rex, but he didn't know this
yeah.
motherfucker was gonna have Snake picks him up and says, Metal Gear is equipped with a Vulcan cannon, laser, and railgun dispositives that can actually launch a nuke without having any sort of fuel missile. He can launch a nuke in less than 10 minutes and no one will notice it in the radars. What the fuck do you mean you don't know if it's made to launch nukes? You stupid fuck.
Yep.
He's like, no, I wanted to make robots because my anime.
Yep.
And Snake goes, what the fuck? And he goes, Japanimation. Which is the 90s way of saying anime.
It's terrible, and I love it.
It's so old and cringe, but I love it. So are you an otaku too? Because he knows what a Metal Gear is. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
So you're an otaku too? Yeah.
What the fuck you mean?
That's literally his first reflex. It's like, are you an otaku too? Seriously. And I think there's an Easter egg in his locker, right?
There's more piss.
Really?
Yeah, there's more piss.
Speaking of which, I have to say it.
They rendered the piss. I'm amazed.
I'm aware. But there's one thing that I have to say. This man must reek right now. The whole game. And the thing is that he's using a technology to be relevant for the rest of the game.
Oh, yeah.
And the thing is that he smells horrendously of piss.
I never
walking around everywhere in the base.
And he's probably eating rations, so he must smell like high hell.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I didn't think about that. With the fucking genome, 180 IQ people.
Okay, so that stealth thing is not doing anything for him, right?
For the piss
With the
smell?
piss? I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about the piss. I'm talking about just... Yeah, I'm talking about the piss. Like, he's getting, like, invisible, right?
I hope to God he didn't eat asparagus that day.
Like, invisibility doesn't do shit if you smell that bad.
Oh, yeah. And the soldiers are literally genetically modified soldiers.
Heightened senses.
So how many times do you guys think that
What was that smell?
Yeah. They just go like, oh, man, why is it like fucking piss and fear?
It smells like piss and pussy. What the fuck is going on?
So,
Mike,
yeah.
hey Mike, White, it's just you and me in this room. Yeah, Mike? So why does it smell like pussy in here?
Mike, did you piss on the wall again?
No, that's probably Johnny. Oh, God damn it.
So, yes. I wanted to mention that detail.
No, and you know what? In all my years of playing Metal Gear 1, I never considered how much that motherfucker must reek.
Yeah, I never considered it as well.
So,
Nice.
Emmerich talks about nuclear weapon and how the Emmerich family is cursed because his grandfather worked on the Manhattan Project, was created
Of course he
Little Man
did.
and Fat Man. No, Little Boy and Fat Man, and how his father was born on August 6th, 1945, which is the D-Day, which stands for Hiroshima Bombing Day.
Yeah.
And if you know his dad later on in the series, you know how fucked up That is,
Yep.
we will not talk about it here because that lore did not exist back when the game came out.
But there's one thing that I have to say is I would not have been surprised that this game would have said, oh, he was part of the Manhattan Project and he made Fat Kid and Little Man.
Well, he did. That's what it is.
No, the proper way is Fat Man and Little Boy.
Oh, that's the thing. It's Fat Man, Little Boy. He worked on it. That's
I know, but I would not be surprised if Metal Gear were just to switch the words around.
to avoid getting
to
copyrighted.
to avoid bringing up some fucking painful history.
Well, at the same time, they're Japanese, so if anyone could just talk about it, it's them.
True.
Yeah.
And I gotta say this. I'm a big Fallout fan. Did you know that the Little Boy, the legendary Fat Man in Fallout 4, was renamed in Japanese edition because it was considered too offensive?
Well, because they're not Japanese. That's the
And
thing.
also, it's a game about extreme American culture.
Yeah.
Fallout what? Sorry.
Fallout
anything.
4.
Fallout 4.
Fallout 4, the Fat Man legendary version of it that you can find in the Diamond City is
Natural
called
weapon.
Little Boy. And it was renamed for the Japanese version because they're like, no fucking way.
What's it called then?
I don't remember what it's called, but I know that it didn't go through.
All right.
So, anyways, you talk with Otacon. He mentions you to call him Otacon instead of Al Emmerich, but the name will come back a few times here and there. And then he tells you that he will stay on the base to assist you. You're like, you're no use to me. You broke your ankle running away on your slipping on your piss. From what we understand, he slipped on the piss and broke his ankle.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Which makes no sense, but fuck it. He's a pussy like that, so he did it. And he says, I got this. And he stealth camos.
Yep.
So he's like, it's one of the 4 prototypes that I have.
And then Snake
Which-
doesn't think for a hot garbage second to ask, can I have one?
No, because that is explained further down in the plot. It's one of 4 prototypes that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, I
like-
know.
He could have.
But at that time of the story, they
'cause,
were all
yeah,
there.
they didn't know. Yeah.
Yeah, but they had the script.
So once that's done, he mentions, well, the only thing I know is that the female soldier has a cute behind, and she will give you the information you require.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, what do you mean cute behind? And then we get a flashback about
Of that
Meryl's ass.
4K Meryl's
4K
ass,
Meryl's
slow-mo.
ass wiggle. So you call Meryl. Because, you know, ass, Meryl. You call Meryl.
Yeah.
And you go, Meryl, where the fuck are you? And Meryl's talking to you without her mask for some fucking reason because you can see her, I guess. And once she hangs up because she gets discovered, she pussies out. You come back to the cutscene, and Otacon goes, what was that music playing in the background?
Yeah. What was that?
Yeah, it was, I think it was the
Band?
office music.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the subtle hint for you to know where the fuck you need to go next.
Yeah. So I did not get that. I found her by accident.
Good.
I, on the other hand, did not understand the whole song thing. Well, I understood the whole song thing. I just
Later.
didn't make the reference of, oh, it's that song specifically. My first instinct was there's a whole floor with 2 bathrooms. One of them is for men, the other one is for women. And she clearly states, oh my God, they're making me. I gotta leave right now, otherwise I got caught. So you need to meet her where nobody else but her is gonna be there. And as far as we know,
Meryl's a
she
woman.
moves in a certain way that every man seems to say, yeah, that movement of a butt, that's a girl. Which means that there's probably no women in the Genome Soldier that we know of other than some member of Foxhound, which are not in uniform.
And what also means is that there's some very, very confused soldiers in the base.
Yes.
Because they think one of their fellow men has a really cute behind.
Oh, like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
Have you seen Dave's ass? Oh, I hit Dave. Oh, I fucking hit Dave.
Oh, I fucking love
If he was a girl, I would.
I would make him suck like dick.
The thing is that you got to keep in mind that a lot of people just go gay when they're stuck in a situation like that.
Hey,
Have
man,
you
I'm-
heard of the Latinos that are pure heterosexual?
Look.
They get on the oil rig and they fuck
They
like
are-
madmen.
They
They
were
are all
never-
the sons of big bosses. At that point, it would become sons of Alabama if they did anything. If they're all brothers,
Sons of Alabama.
they don't go there.
True.
So I guess because of the high IQ, they don't feel sex. Which, will be brought up later. Will be brought up later. Okay.
Oh my god.
After realizing that Meryl is in the B1 room, oh yeah, before we leave, Snake gets a key card from Otacon for level 4, and his life goes up. And then, just before he leaves, Snake looks at Otacon and says, "Are you feeling okay?" Otacon goes, "Why the interest all of a sudden?" "Oh, I just want to know if you're not in any pain or anything. You're weird." "No, it's just that people tend to die in front of me for the last few moments."
Yeah.
He's had
So
like
he gets really friendly and almost borderline gay with him. He's like, you okay?"
you're fine. I've had 2 people that I talked to who just had random heart attacks.
So anyway, weirdo, my codec number is 414.12. Bye.
Yeah, basically.
And so you go and reach Meryl at B1 basement floor.
So for everyone who's not seeing us because we don't have a camera, what's impressive about this man is that he keeps quoting every single number by memory.
Yeah,
He's got an open book.
Yep.
I can see what he's reading,
Didn't look at it.
not the codes.
Yep.
I would tattoo that list on my ball sack just for girls to read it out loud.
And then ask them to tell you fortune cookie.
If they can with these nuts in their mouth. Anyways, I digress. Once you head into B1, your mission objective, you accept it, look at people's asses.
Yeah,
So that
if
first
that
person,
works, or just be patient
Wait,
next
what?
to the.
you have to look at people's asses at the B1 floor.
I didn't do that.
You just stumble upon Meryl.
What?
How did you find Meryl?
How did I find Meryl? That's. I don't remember. I don't remember.
I
But
remember.
I didn't look for asses. That I remember very much.
I remember, and the reason why I remember is for the dumbest thing ever, is the people at that office will take round taking piss like they're drunk people at a pub.
Yes.
Oh, I remember now.
They will piss all the time.
And they have like an unlimited stream. It's just like, Jesus Christ, what have you been drinking?
Piss.
It's recycling.
Self-sustaining. So, once you find Meryl,
Wait, I remember how I found Meryl.
how did you find her?
I somehow got into the women's bedroom.
And she was just there.
She basically surprised me and put a gun against my head. And we had a discussion.
No, that's inside the bathroom. What I mean is
Yeah.
that you have to get her into the bathroom.
No, I went there.
No,
Yeah.
because the door's locked.
No, you have to get
The
her.
door was unlocked.
Then she was already in there.
Then you
just kinda
were
stumbled
already
in.
alerted then, because what happens is that normally you have to find the guards, and then Meryl, you have to get her attention. So either already be in an alert phase or hit her.
I probably alerted her
That's not
in
true.
some way.
You can look at her ass and just put yourself in front of her, and she'll find you.
Yeah, but no. The way that it worked out.
Now that you're
The way that it worked out for me, and I'm not sure if it's the same way that you did it then, is if you let her go into the women's bathroom and you follow her in, she puts a decoy with her costume inside the last stall.
Yeah, that's normal for the cutscene. What I mean is that you have to bring her to the bathroom.
Okay.
In order to bring her to the bathroom, you have to either alert her, be in front of her, or hit her behind her.
She does
Okay.
rounds like the rest.
So I remember something happened.
Well, you can just accelerate the process because
Yes.
the thing is that here the difference is that yes, she will leave a decoy in the last stall of the bathroom, but if you went to the bathroom with her fast enough, so if you catch her on the run to the bathroom, you guys can probably clarify it if you saw this in your cutscene or not. If you go fast enough, Meryl will be in her underwear.
Yeah, but she always does that.
No. What I mean is that she has a tank top, but she'll be in underwear. If you go slowly, she'll be wearing pants and tank top.
Yeah, she was wearing pants.
Okay. So I remember
only
something
difference.
now.
Honestly.
I remember being seen by a guard in the office,
B1, yeah.
and that guard being scared of me.
Yeah, that's Meryl.
I did not think it was Meryl. I thought, oh, some guards are like, oh, there's a killer on the scene.
Yeah, so that's why the bathroom was open afterwards for the girls because
Yeah.
she was already there.
Yeah, okay, that makes way more sense.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so once we find Meryl and we reach her to the bathroom, because I went too fast and I'm a creep, I guess, she's in her underwears. So, she starts fangirling over the fact that you did the war, that you worked with her uncle, that you had great heroes with you, and she's just splooshing all over the bathroom floor talking about that.
Big time.
She considered you guys the greatest heroes of all time. If she had figurines of you, she would have touched herself thinking about those toys. That's how crazy it sounds.
Yeah.
Now, Meryl gives you the PAL key. She says she doesn't know where the two other ones are. Snake gets mad. He's like, what the fuck? Where the fuck are they? I've been looking for you for these fucking keys. You only got one. Fuck is going on? And then you get the sappy song again.
Yep.
You know, I wanted to become a soldier, and I'm sad that I'm slowing you down. But I got... So what's the notes here? I got it earlier because it said in the report. She had psychotherapy treatment to not be attracted to the opposite sex.
What the fuck is that?
So she's been literally brainwashed to be a violent lesbian.
Yes.
Yes. That is the liberal media. It worked. Just kidding. It's just a joke. But what we have here is what we would call back in the 90s a textbook example of a tomgirl. A tomboy, basically, sorry. So it's like, I'm more comfortable with a gun than with a bra. Like, yeah, dude, I can see that.
Obviously.
You can see her nipples through her tank top in a PS1 graphic game. Somehow, someone rendered nipples.
Yeah.
Am I surprised?
No.
Not even a little bit.
That's the second time I can sneak up on the famous Solid Snake. Yeah, well, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, how do you find me this time? It's the way you walk. The way I walk? You have a cute butt. Oh, so first it's my eyes, now it's my butt. Yeah. Like, that's the whole fucking conversation they have before they go into the sappy shit about being a fucking soldier.
Yeah, no. Snake is a man of few words.
And his
Simple,
words never
man.
count.
And to be honest, I think
He's
other
very
than
simple-minded.
when he gets absolutely batshit angry at someone, most of his sentences are no more than 4 or 5 words.
Yeah.
Yep. So, she talks about how she will slow you down. You say, I don't want you to go with me because you'll slow me down. Then you can kill me. And he's like, I'm not going to waste a bullet. Fuck you. But if you can give me that gun you have, the Desert Eagle, which looks very sexy, I'll give you the SOCOM.
It did look very good.
Because again, and I quote, isn't this too big of a gun for a little girl? Again, it's the 90s, you know. So.
I really thought she would
He's talking about
give it
his
to
penis.
me
Because she
with
found
that
the
line.
gun at the armory. And so Snake goes, so I got what was left behind. So
Yep.
canonically, according to the game, you're supposed to find a SOCOM there. So we went against the cannon, me and Paco, by finding the gun in the truck.
Mm-hmm.
You went the cannon way, Pascal, by finding it in the armory. It's stupid as it is. So that means you could have found that stupid gun if you got there before Meryl. a few
I mean,
months.
I did go in with the one truck you can hide in.
There's 4 trucks you can hide in. There's 4 boxes, there's 4 trucks.
Not all of them have loot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So once that's completed and you shook hands with Meryl saying, fuck you, I'm going to kill you if you slow me down, bitch, we leave off. And then you leave the area of the bathroom and there's a minor difference compared to when you came in. Can you guys tell me what's the difference?
More guards?
No guards. Actually.
Yeah.
No guards. Yeah. Sure.
Absolutely no guards.
Yeah,
And then
that's
at that point-
afterwards.
And something else.
And another place. Yeah, my bad. Yeah.
No music.
I forgot about
Snake
the
goes,
music.
where did the music go?
Right, he mentions that.
I don't remember.
Yep.
Maybe didn't hear it.
So once you go in there, you can enjoy the fact that there's no guards and you have the key card on you. You go back into the office and you can go for the second box and the night vision goggles.
So that's when that's when I noticed that you don't have to go for the places where there are a lot of guards and get all the items. You can just get them afterwards.
Yep.
And it's always almost like that.
But night vision is not thermal. Do not get them confused.
I know that now.
So you go past the double door levels, and before you go into the double doors, did you try to look at Meryl in first person?
No.
I did not, but at the moment that we got close to the door, there's like a small hint of a change. And I went like, yep, this is probably what I'm thinking is going to happen.
Yeah. So before you go into the double-sided doors at level 5, you can go into first person mode and look at Meryl. Meryl will be very uncomfortable if you're looking at her. She's like, what are you looking at me for? Stop looking. If you do it a couple times, she will punch you.
Okay.
Because you're basically creeping on her.
Yeah.
So once you go to the double-sided door, something weird happens to Meryl. She sounds confused. She sounds lost.
Yeah.
If you, before you head to the second pair of doors, you press first person again, you will look at Snake from Meryl's perspective.
Oh, that's weird.
And you hear her breathing.
Huh. I didn't know that.
It happens every time. You can be on the ground, press triangle, you will look at Snake on the ground. From her point of view.
Huh.
Okay.
So, once you go over, you get inside the room. There's an office space, a few statues. I think there's a model of the Twin Towers that we will see later on in the game.
Very nice.
And suddenly Meryl goes, Snake, do you like me? It sounds very weird to come out from a girl who just told you 5 minutes ago I was hypnotherapy to not get this dick. But you know what? That dick, though.
Yeah, for sure. But I mean, she also sounds like a total fucking creep.
Make love to me, Snake. Please. The kind of thing that you would have to turn down the volume or be sure that your parents don't walk on in on you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That part in the movie where the parents are always showing up, that is the part in Metal Gear Solid 1.
Yes, it's that part where dick is shown on screen and you're like, oh my god,
Full
no.
frontal.
Yeah.
Cock and balls.
I'm ashamed to say I've had.
Cock and balls exposed.
Yeah, no. I've had to watch this scene multiple times.
Oh, that's awesome. You know you can skip cutscenes by pressing X, right?
I did.
Okay, cool.
I did know.
So since you've seen it a million times, tell me what happens in that cutscene.
Well, she points the gun at you,
Okay.
and then, you punch her at some point.
Okay, the details are a bit floppy, but what happens is that the gun is being pointed at you and you go, Meryl, what the fuck? And then Psycho Mantis goes, what? You don't like women?
Yeah, he
So
did say
Psycho
that.
Mantis basically goes, ha, gay on you.
Yep. He sure fucking does.
And then you start the boss fight with Psycho Mantis, which is our fourth boss fight. Now, he's a high-skilled warrior, cautious of... Oh, okay. So he's a high-skilled warrior. He can use psychokinetic abilities on you. And he will display these abilities on you once you have knocked the fuck out of Meryl. So first step, you knock the bitch out. So there's multiple ways to do that. You can just strangle her and stop before you break her neck. You can just go to her and slap her to the ground. Or you can just do the 1, 2, 3 punch in the cooch. And you bring her down. Once she's down, Psycho Mantis is like, I will read your mind and your soul.
And then I had the fucking funniest thing ever that made me realize that I was way off about this game. He was reading my mind, which...
Wait, stop. Before we get there. He will do is that he will tell how you've played the game so far.
Yep.
Depending on how you've played the game, how many times you have killed people, how many times you have died, how many times you have saved, and how many times you have fall into a trap, either trapdoor or claymore, he will mention it. He will let you know. Since I never got detected and I died only once, he says, you're a high-skilled warrior who always checks his tires before he hits the road. You're very cautious of traps. You're either very minded or a coward. You don't save often. You're someone of reckless mind. Which you probably got because you never saved.
Is there another?
He legit
And he
said
tells
that
me
I
I'm a
never...
high-skilled warrior best suited for the stealth mission action.
I'm not sure which. Okay, so I didn't know there was like multiple.
There's multiple
thing.
ways you can talk to people
It
about
was
that.
probably a second one because I saved a lot.
Yeah.
A lot. I saved. Like I called mailing 2 times at some point, like multiple times, because I wasn't sure if I saved.
Yeah, you're...
Yeah.
At that point, you're affected dependent about mailing.
I love saving
Yeah,
in this game.
It's pretty cool saving
It's
mechanic.
not about mailing.
You're gonna love it in Metal Gear Solid 3, trust me. It's my favorite save point. You guys will see.
Who is
Anyways.
she? Who is she?
Foreboding.
Yeah. So, once you start with that thing, he will also say he will read your mind. Like an open book.
Yep.
Now, you two guys have the minis.
Yep.
So I'm gonna say right now, he reads your save card, which is the PS1 way you could save the games. So I had a Sukiden 1 memory and a Castlevania Symphony of the Night.
Okay.
So he will mention you like to play Castlevania and you like to play Suikoden. Very big fan of JRPGs, I see. And that's the end.
So is that why you told me to erase everything I had in that?
No, because he
PlayStation
only
Classic.
reads Konami games.
Oh,
He does not
Of
read every
course.
single game. However, since we're already on the discussion, in Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, the GameCube version, he will read the following, which I don't have on the list. Super Mario Sunshine, Mario Kart, Eternal Darkness, Wind Waker, and I think Luigi's Mansion.
solid list.
He does not mention a few more other games. I don't remember. I think he mentions Custom Robot. I'm not sure.
What?
Custom Robot.
Fantastic game.
Great game.
Absolutely love it.
Never heard of it.
You like mechas? Play that game.
I don't.
Play that game.
Okay.
You like the GameCube?
Yeah.
Play that game.
All right.
So, then we start the motherfucking boss fight with Psycho Mantis. Now tell me, people, before you got into the boss fight, were you guys aware of what Psycho Mantis did or did?
I did. And yet again, most of my knowledge comes from... Okay, I'm going to have to say it. I knew most of what was going to happen, just not how to fix it, because of Metal Gear Awesome.
Yeah, Ego Raptor kind of did that to a lot.
Ego Raptor did that to a lot of people.
Oh yeah.
You were
I
mentioning Newgrounds, so
Yeah, I did watch a lot of Ego Raptor, and I did watch everything awesome, whatever the fuck.
yeah, back in the days.
Yeah. I did not remember that. But
It's a good catchphrase. We
What
should
did
have
you-
a T-shirt with that.
what did you mention though? What was it? What was your question?
So, what was your reaction to fighting Psycho Mantis? What was going through your head? How did you figure out what the fuck to do?
Oh
Because I never got a text from you saying, "What the fuck do I do?"
no, they had to spell it for me,
Please walk me through
and
it.
they did.
Walk me through it because I have never been spelled
I-
out.
I'm pretty sure it was a colonel who just called me, and he was like,
Snake, use the second port controller.
"Yep."
Yeah, it happens.
Was that it for you, or
Nope.
okay? So
I just
only me.
knew. I went, there you go. I can
How
do the
did
boss
you
now.
know
Metal
that?
Gear Awesome.
Huh?
Metal Gear Awesome.
It's mentioned in Metal Gear
Oh
Awesome.
my god! You just remembered the
He
video?
also,
Yeah.
fun fact.
I have a good memory for bullshit that are not
Well,
important.
joke's on you because
Right.
fun fact about Metal Gear Awesome, he's looking for Meryl's code at the end of episode 1. At the beginning of episode 2, he gives the right code. 140.15. He mentions it.
True.
So
Okay, I'll
But
have
at the
to-
same time,
I'll
I
have to
don't
rewatch all
tend to
that.
remember numbers all that much.
yeah, but
Oh.
he actually spells out the actual right code, which is amazing. I mean, like these small attention to detail. Like, yeah, he's a real code. Fuck you.
I will have to rewatch all of that at some point.
There might be some spoilers in there.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
after the whole thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it stops at Psycho Mantis. It doesn't go further.
Does it
Does it?
not?
No, he never did part 3.
If you don't mind, double check it. I want
After
to watch
this.
it. Yeah, obviously after this.
No,
Yeah.
right at this instant.
So yeah, you fight Psycho Mantis, and there's 3 phases for him as well.
Yeah.
The first one is he will fuck you up with furniture and paintings.
Yeah. He
Yep.
did a lot.
Which is very Luigi's Mansions vibe, big time.
So that's why it feels great on the GameCube. That small level feels amazing in the GameCube.
yeah.
Afterwards, he has part 2, which is spirit bombs and kamehamehas. He's shooting at you some spirit bombs for some reason, some blasted bombs on you. No
Yeah.
reason, just balls of energy, like, ugh! So you get hit. And then the third phase is when he started using Meryl against you. So Meryl, shoot at him. Meryl, try to do this. Meryl, shoot yourself.
Yeah,
You do it, and then you empty your load of FAMAS on his fat ass, and you just...
Fat? He's the scrawniest motherfucker out
Oh
there.
yeah.
Yeah,
he is.
he's Doug Jones size.
Oh, yeah.
Also, I want to mention one thing.
Yeah.
One word. Hideo.
Okay, so that one was fun back in the days because he would fuck up with your volume, he would fuck up with your screen, he would do anything he could to fuck you up during the game.
Yep.
And Hideo was the hint to know that it wasn't video that you sat by accident on your remote. Yeah. And fun fact, you bring that up. If you play the game on the Vita or PSP, the Hideo screen does not appear. Because
Really?
the game cannot render it correctly, so it just freeze frames the game.
Oh, this is way worse.
So it freeze, you're stuck there, and then it goes back. But that means you can see the skeleton of what's happening during the black screen. You're not getting hit. You're not getting cheap shots.
Okay, yeah.
The game stops while it has a black screen. It's just that the Vita can't render it for some reason. At least in my digital copy, you just can't seem to render it on the Vita. So
Right,
Okay,
maybe this
but-
digital.
A fun fact.
no, it's the same digital I use on PS3. Sometimes it doesn't.
Oh, okay.
No problem there.
A fun fact: my girlfriend was kind of hovering around me while I was playing the game because I was doing some late nights gaming, and she was like, "I just want to hang out."
Yeah.
And when I did that fight, she actually panicked and thought that the game had crashed.
That's awesome.
And I was like, "Look at the corner," and she's like, "Oh god damn it!"
That's good.
Because she's been back on a binge of retro gaming because like we installed a TV in our room, like an old TV, and she's got her old.
That's a hype.
The old consoles are in the room.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
CRT
CRT.
TV. Yeah.
No, it's like an early it's an early version of flat screen TV.
Oh, LCD
Oh.
systems and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
like 720
Well, liquid
and,
cr-
and
oh,
it-
liquid crystal.
these like fucking huge
Overheating
ass
TVs.
chunks that are so heavy.
well, it's about that thick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but the liquid thing that overheats sometimes
Well,
and all that.
no, it wasn't the crystal.
Okay, so it's not the
ones,
same
it
thing I was
was,
talking about.
It was at least plasma, which is good.
Oh, okay, so plasma.
Yeah,
But still has the AV inputs. So
exactly, which is why we use it for
Early
the-
plasma.
Exactly. So not the worst, not the best. It does the stuff, and
Yeah.
it has like 60 hertz, so way too much refresh rate for regular games, but still it works with the wires, 3-color wires, which is AV, right?
Yeah, AVI, I think.
AVI, yeah. So yeah, we keep that TV in good condition just for retro consoles.
Fair enough.
Good.
So, once you have destroyed Psycho Mantis, he dies like a bitch, flies over the desk, and dies.
Well, no, he mostly talks about the fact that he hated everyone.
He
and then
Japanesely dies.
True.
Yes.
He dies, but he gives you a spiel about what's happening before he dies. Just like Wamu in fucking JoJo's Part 2.
True.
So he does the Japanese monologuing of dying. He tells you and I are the same, meaning me and Snake. Sorry, Psycho Mantis and Snake. And that he can see into the future and he will assist you to go forward. And then, please remove my mask. I want to look at you just the same way as Darth Vader did.
Yeah.
He removes the mask. And I like this sentence. Meryl goes, oh, yeah.
Yeah. Her like, you, what the fuck?
And you're like, girl, he's dying. Let him go. What the fuck?
Yep. Which, mind you, I'm not sure if you guys watched the show, but She-Hulk has the same fucking joke.
Yeah, I saw it. I saw the show.
The Witcher?
She-Hulk.
Oh, no, I did not.
So that happens, and he's like, I'm gonna look into your future now. It's unclear, blah 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 blah. But you hold a big space in Meryl's heart, and Meryl goes all shy and coy and Snake like, what do you mean?
She's been psycho-trained not to want my D.
You can't have D, and I'm a dog musher. You can't work. I don't mush puss, I mush dogs. So anyways, he helps them by moving the library because Snake would have never figured out how to push a library and goes, it's the first time I've used my powers to help people. Feels good. And then he croaks the fuck out while Bing put his mask
Okay,
on.
that's one thing. I do believe that this game came out before Naruto, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
of course.
So
That was
Snake
90s. Yeah.
is just fucking Naruto in this fucking game. Every villain spills his fucking heart in flashbacks and says how he is a tortured soul, and so is Snake. So we should befriend 3 seconds before I die of blood loss.
Yeah, that's about right.
Well, again, that's a Japanese trope regarding ronins and samurais. It's classic to the samurai.
honor.
You think about all the Akira Kurosawa movies, it's almost always like that.
Yeah, you're right.
You're
but
killing me,
still.
but here's my story. And you're
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I killed an honorable person. Damn.
Fuck.
It's
I'll
always
know
that.
next time.
Damn it.
If
Next
we meet in the next life, we'll be best friends.
Yeah.
It's
next time
mostly
we'll
that.
kill them.
It's
Next
mostly
time we'll
that.
kill the Metal Gear together.
Yeah. We'll be for the side of killing Metal Gear, not the side of helping Metal Gear. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like I absolutely understand the whole concept of having ambiguity in villains.
Yeah.
You want some gray in that black, otherwise it's not going to be fun. But does it have to be 3 seconds before he dies every single time?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know. There's just some villains that I feel like they should, get the exposition and evolution throughout, and then they just die.
The thing is that
I think it punches harder sometime.
the thing is that after some boss fights, you are recommended to call your support. So let's say in this case, if you call Colonel Campbell after killing Psycho Mantis, you will get Psycho Mantis' backstory. So you have the story that he killed his dad because his dad was mad at him because his mom died of childbirth.
Yeah.
And so his dad tried to kill him at some point. So the first mind he could read was his dad. And so he kind of wears the mask to phase out all the voices attacking him constantly. Mm-hmm. So in the background story that Naomi tells is that Psycho Mantis used to be an FBI analyst for the psychological department. And he was so good at his job that he could, almost like Will Graham and Hannibal, he could become like the killer. And one of his latest cases, he became so enthralled with the guy that he actually went insane. So instead of, going into retirement or getting psychological help, he joined Foxhound.
But how did he get the powers?
Yes.
Being able to...
He's Russian. He's Russian. He's Russian.
Wait, is he?
Russian.
No.
Yes, he is.
Psycho Mantis is Russian.
Yes, he's Russian.
The man
Russian.
analyzed a criminal so hard that he got psychokinetic powers.
No, Russian. Anyways, once that has been completed, you follow the path that Psycho Mantis opened up for you, and before you head out to the door, you go down the little stairs,
Wait.
you turn right, you take the FAMA bullets, the ration, and you leave.
Just before we go away from Psycho Mantis, I need to say that I'm very appreciative that I didn't have to plug it back in, plug it back in every time I died. So, yeah, that was nice.
Yeah, for that one section of the game, you can actually start the fight already plugged in.
Yes.
That's
Oh,
the
yeah.
only time in the game that I don't know how the fuck you programmed that. By the way, I've never.
I'm
bothered
sure
to
it's
ask.
fucking easy.
I know, but nowhere else in the game it works. It's only that part that is open sourced to second player to play. And if you have already a second controller plugged in, doesn't count. It has to be a single ported controller in there. I've tested. I've tried.
Anyway, I loved it, and I appreciate it. So, thank you, Hideo Kojima.
So once you go out of there, you head into the wolf cavern.
Yeah, where you get the wolf job.
So what is that? Is that a wolf? Wolf dogs. Half dog. No, half wolf, half husky. How do you know that? I'm a dog musher. I'm very good with dogs. And so
My first reflex was to call master.
So yes.
Oh, I didn't do that.
I
So-
sadly don't remember who he said.
It's fine. So my fellow people, how good were you with dogs?
I kicked the shit out of them.
Oh, yeah, I know. You didn't even see me. They didn't even see me killing them. Yep, that's how good I was.
I did not kill a single dog. I kicked the shit out of them.
I killed them all.
And you're the dog person in this thing.
Yeah, with a FAMAS.
Okay, I normally avoid the dogs, but you remember the only grenade we haven't talked about in the whole game right now?
Stun grenades.
Stun grenades.
Yeah.
Well,
You can enter the cavern and yeet those shits and they will fall to sleep.
Oh, I used it a lot, by the way.
Because they have heightened senses as dog wolves. So you just stun those asses and it's done.
Yeah.
Even the kids, especially the fucking baby.
Well,
wolves.
now I feel
Which, mind you, falls in love with
Meryl.
With Meryl, yeah.
Well,
I
because
thought fell in love with me.
No, it's Meryl.
The Meryl, because she's a woman.
Wait, but I
And
love
wolf
that
dogs.
little dog.
Yeah, but
Nah, it's with Meryl.
it's
I
with
thought
Meryl.
because he was running in circles.
But mind you, there's a thing
What?
I noticed. Once that dog is befriended, if ever you go back there and it's still there for some context, sometimes it's not there. I don't know why. And a dog tries to follow you through the crawl space at the end, it will bark at the other dog and prevent it to come in.
Yeah.
What, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Okay.
baby will rule the other ones. But for the matter is that you get into the room, you find Meryl. Meryl goes, Snake, I thought you were good with dogs. And you're like, fuck you, bitch. These aren't fucking wolf dogs. These fucking wolves.
Yeah. Also, there's another thing. Snake, you can fit in that hole. Get through the hole.
Oh my god, yes.
Get through the fucking snake.
When I was
That-
a kid, I
that
put a
fucking
C4
hole.
there. And I was mad and didn't open.
I also
did
did
as
that.
well. I was mad as well. Although I did know about the alternate place because that was the first thing I did. I went there. I saw wolf dogs, and I was like, okay, so that's probably another area. So I just went back to the hole that Snake can clearly go through because he's pretty fucking lean, if you ask me.
Yeah.
And
Lean like Cody. No.
Now, my question is did you know that there's a second crawl space next to the one that you need to get into?
Ration and bullets. You can fuck it up. It's in the snow.
I'm sorry, where?
Right before Meryl, where the dog fall in love with her.
Yeah. There's another one. Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure because
Bullets.
it's absolutely not
Yeah, it
easy
fucking
to
sucks.
find.
Yeah, no, I went in first person mode because I couldn't find the fucking space, and I saw one
And
for
a
sure,
quarter.
and one I wasn't sure of, maybe. So I tried it, and another room.
So, you go into the room with Meryl, and then you reach one of, I guess, in this table, everyone's favorite part of the game.
Absolutely
Which
fantastic.
Which is the part which I knew why I didn't want you guys to finish this one, because I knew that after this part I would just say stop, because you guys will be drained. You didn't want to go on. But when we had a few conflicts and problems with the scheduling, I said, fuck it, just finish this one. So I know that the hate meter and the salt meter could have gone way high up after Sniper Wolf.
oh, yeah.
So, before we start the Sniper Wolf, however, we get in there and probably top 5 stupidest scenes in Metal Gear Solid 1. Meryl goes, Snake, when Psycho Mantis was in my mind, I saw where the mines were. And you go, bitch, what the fuck are you saying? And she just goes, look at me. And does a particular path that looks like a submarine
Yeah.
of
And
how
then-
to avoid the mines.
And, I mean,
I
ultimately,
don't
the
think
path...
she mentioned Psychomantis.
Yeah,
Yes,
she
she
does.
does.
Okay, I'm dumb.
I know, you don't remember.
Okay, well,
You're confused. It's fine.
fuck you.
Fuck me yourself, you coward.
All right, big boy.
Okay, promise. Mark
Yeah.
here. So she gives you that hint, and me being a big brain Chad that I am.
No. How did you go through that minefield? That's what I want to know.
Your radars are jammed.
Radars are jammed. It's right in front of Sniper Wolf. There's claymores. How did you go through it?
So I'm guessing that you can go through it, like just through the whole thing.
No,
No, you can't.
no.
There are mines.
There are mines there.
There
Okay.
are literally.
Okay, I don't know because I didn't die. I did not die. I didn't die.
You just follow the steps.
I followed the steps at first,
Okay.
and then I was like, "Fuck, this is stupid," and I just crossed, and I didn't die.
The way I did it is since I had the thermal glasses, which you don't have, they show you the mines.
Right.
And
So Meryl's useless.
the whole stepping that she takes is super long. And if you look at where you spawn in the room, if you do forward arrow in a straight line, you don't get mined.
Yeah, that's what I thought as well. So that's what I was riffing to. There is a way to not get fucked
And
just
I,
by going forward.
I, being the Giga Chad that I am, playing this fucking game because I know this game by heart. I'm almost, but not always by heart. I get it. I get rusty. I equipped nothing, got on the floor, crawled. Bob's your uncle. You pick up the mines on the way. You don't give a fuck.
Yeah. But by the way, you don't need to unequip your weapon. You can just pick up the mines.
No, I just decided to have nothing equipped
Okay.
because you don't need it. Because I picked up every single mine. Because there's something else coming up afterwards.
Oh, yeah. Of course I picked up all the mines. I'm a loot fucking freak.
Yeah. So I picked up all the mines, and up we go into what I call the Full Metal Jacket reference. Well, if someone remembers Full Metal Jacket, what happens
It's
is
been
that
a long time.
a particular sniper shoots down one of his teammates by shooting the right leg, then the left arm, and then it stays there in position waiting for people to be baited out.
Yep.
And that is exactly what we see happen to Meryl. So up to that point of actually meeting Meryl getting blasted up the ass by Sniper Wolf, you get a call from Colonel Campbell. He goes, Snake, that's Wolf. She's trying to fucking lure her out to get you. And then for some reason, again, Colonel Campbell has another mistake and says he's a formidable sniper.
Yeah.
He said,
He is a formidable sniper. And afterwards he goes back to she. Naomi goes, she will stay there for days and even weeks.
I remember that.
Yeah, I remember that too.
Colonel gets those errors for some reason. He gets the worst parts of the script. Shaman and then he on a woman.
I don't think he ever referred to her before that.
He does during the briefings.
Before? Oh. Fine. Maybe that was recorded afterwards.
Nay.
Oh, me.
You think it was recorded before?
Yeah, back in the days, they said it during interviews that it's recorded sequentially.
All right. Fair enough.
Yeah. So, at that point, you are fucked. You have to find a sniper. And what can you do in that particular moment? You either man up and remember the armory, or you call Otacon. And he will tell you where to find a gun.
Yep.
Did you call Otacon?
No.
Did you?
I manned up and found the armory.
So, here's what's special about calling Otacon. He will give you a really weird conversation telling you, oh yeah, you have no choice but to go to the armory. Snake goes, but that's backtracking all the way through there.
Oh, no, I did call him.
Isn't there any other way to find it? Nope. And Snake goes, what the fuck is wrong with your bullshit? Whatever, hangs up on you. I have a theory on that. We will get back after the boss fight, because I think some of you guys might corroborate what I'm about to say on that.
Yeah.
You'll see. You'll see.
Yeah, sure.
So you backtrack all the way to the armory, the good old armory. And on your way down there, what did you guys remember seeing when you got to the place where you fought Vulcan Raven?
Fucking turrets. and
Less mines. I remember less mines.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the turrets. Now, what I find funny is that I got to Sniper Wolf first fight in 2 hours and 45 minutes. Because I'm insane like that. But when the fuck did these assholes have time to install 4 cameras with fucking unlimited bullets?
Yeah.
When? Right after the tank got destroyed? When? When did that happen?
Well, for a normal playthrough, or like for a dumbass playthrough.
A normal playthrough, you're right.
Yeah,
You're correct.
Well, okay, on normal, yeah.
No, being normal. I'm just insane.
Yeah. So between the tank and Sniper Wolf, it took me a couple of hours.
Yeah.
So you could have enough time to set up cameras and shit.
It baffles me that they install that shit so fast and it's operationally.
Yeah, for you
working.
it's like 30 minutes, but
No, but I mean in general, it's just
Still,
that kind of technology shouldn't be that fast.
installing an entire turret system with LinkedIn detection that will
Body detection.
tell you if he's ally or not in the middle of a storm, mind you.
They
the
have mentioned
entire
multiple
game,
times the snowstorm.
There's a snowstorm. Have you ever tried working with fine electronics outside in a snowstorm?
Or rain.
We have in this universe, we have cards that will work with your fucking salt in your
Yeah.
body. I think we can handle this.
We have a shaman and we have a psycho mantis.
Yeah.
I think technology has advanced enough
In
for us to be able
psychotherapy
to
that
do
will
this.
turn you into a lesbian. Or a tomboy.
Yeah, well, that's a thing, yeah.
Which
A
again
Tumbian.
I think, unless one of you guys picked it up during your playthrough, but some people discover what they like in life by watching movies, watching TV shows, or playing video games.
Mm-hmm.
So at some point, I guess one of you motherfuckers pointed at the screen and going, okay, so this is a redhead tomboy, short-haired, with daddy issues, and is really hating on the main character.
Yes.
Okay.
That was exactly what I was thinking at the time.
So, people have types. I mean,
I don't know what you're
some
talking
people
about.
discover it through Metal Gear, others discover it through,
Life experiences.
yeah.
Like yours.
Or some people found it through Undertale. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely.
How many fairies have discovered themselves through fucking Undertale?
Nah, Zootopia. Now, that was an eye-opening.
That was an awakening for a
experience.
lot of people. I'm
Oh,
pretty sure.
boy.
Jesus. So, regardless of that instinct, we go back to the armory, we get the sniper, and we run like we have never run in our fucking life back into the underground passage.
Cue Run Boy Run by Woodkid.
Yes. So, now you were talking to me about this particular boss fight. Now, please, Paco, enlighten me. What happened?
As I mentioned earlier in my playthrough, I didn't know how to use the items in my
Dipazamine.
inventory.
Yeah.
So there's that thing called dipazamine. It's meant to alleviate shake and depression. And I didn't take it, so I felt very depressed and shaky. And already that it's a PS1 game, so graphically speaking, it's impressive for the time. But right now, it looks like a giant smudge of poo. And I'm playing a sniper section that's supposed to be pixel perfect because PS1 era.
Yes.
Yep.
And I'm shaking like I'm a geriatric old man having a hard time surviving a panic attack. And that fight, there's no cover. So they're expecting you to take the drugs so that you're steady and you can do the fight easily. I did the fight with ultimate shake mode.
Yeah, you did the hard way.
Yeah. I almost broke my controller.
Oh, are you the type?
I am not.
Oh,
I blew a fuse in my living room.
really?
I've played very infuriating games in my life, and I usually just get up
Yeah.
and do something else.
So you played Dark
This
Souls as well,
game-
right?
He's
Yes.
played them all.
Yeah.
I
He's a
finished Dark
Souls
Souls 1, 2, 3.
You ever broke a controller or
Nope.
thrown the controller?
I am not someone who's prone to anger while playing video games.
He's not that guy.
So
He's not that guy.
that was worse than Dark Souls for you.
For me, that was the mechanics are so broken that I don't see how I can do this fight.
Okay.
And then RNGesus was on my side saying, you're not going to get that shake right now. You're going to get that finishing blow.
Nice.
And then hours later, figured out how to use the item. And I went, Jesus motherfucking Christ. Why didn't you tell me before?
Yeah.
And the answer is holographic VR tutorial
Well,
hidden in a menu.
No, diazamine is not introduced in the tutorial. You don't
But
get
they-
a sniper in the tutorial.
But they do teach you how to use the items in your pocket without
Yeah,
having it
I
equipped in your hand.
did-
That is true.
I read whatever the fuck it was on the pill. What was it called again?
Dipazamine or pentazamine, I don't remember because it
It
changes
was
name between
with a
two
D,
games. Dipazamine.
Well, I read that at some point, but I did not use it in the first Sniper Wolf fight as well.
Okay.
But I did not find it as frustrating as he did.
Oh, I went on a written tangent as to how much I hated that game because
Written?
of that fight.
He tried to tell me all that. I told you, please keep it for the podcast. Please don't do anything. Please don't tell me anything.
I was so frustrated. So goddamn frustrated. I
get
blew a
why.
fuse in front of my TV and I was like, oh my god, this fucking game.
Look, if that can reassure anyone else, in my notes I wrote, this is the second worst sniper fight in the whole game.
Well,
And we're going to keep it at that for what I just mentioned.
There's another one. No.
This is the second worst sniper boss fight in the game.
Because the second one was fine. It was quite easy, actually.
yeah.
Yeah, there's a reason why that one's easier. There's something you can do that I don't know if you guys figure it out.
There's another sniper.
It's probably Decoy Octopus.
It might be.
No,
No,
and,
Deep Throat is a cool character.
By the way, to put the knife in the wound regarding the backtracking for the sniper, the PGS-1, in Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes, you can just go back into the office, the B1 floor of the same building, and you can find the tranquilizing sniper
Of course.
right next to Mantis's boss fight, and go back right
Of
out.
course. Oh,
You can do that in the GameCube version.
fuck you. That whole backtracking.
Oh, and you shake less in the GameCube version. You
Uh-huh.
don't need pills.
Yeah.
You can use the pills if you want, but
Yeah,
it's not
makes
that
sense.
important.
But the pills are blessed. But we're gonna talk about them later, I guess.
Well, we're already on it. On
I
the
mean,
boss
we're
fight.
already. If you use the pills, it's an easy task.
But I'm
to
talking
do
about
it.
the first boss fight, the first sniper.
I
wolf
know,
fight.
but I didn't use it in the first sniper wolf.
So
boss
you
fight.
you went through the same RNG. Will I shake or not?
I
the
guess I
moment I
had
shoot.
better RNG than you.
Mine was pitiful.
Because meat was very bad. I was like, holy shit, are you fucking kidding me? But I had like, it was as if it was timed. I was like, okay, I have like time right now, so I can just shoot her. So yeah.
And also, I understand why they did it, but when you get shot and the camera fucks off,
Unequip your gun and
Yes.
re-clip it.
Yep, that's what I did as well.
You repositioned yourself while re-equipping the gun.
Yep.
That's
What I did. Maybe that's why my fight was better than yours, or was more bearable than yours. I mean, because this was so bad. The aiming or the re-aiming after you get hit was so annoying.
it was the worst experience of getting shot ever.
I died on Sniper Wolf. It was probably one of my first deaths in the game because I forgot how bad it was.
You R1, readjust.
Yep.
R1.
Yeah, but I just forgot that I think I forgot to equip the rations when I did the first fight. So I
Oh,
yeah.
fucked
that-
myself
that
because I
happens
left
a
the
lot.
diapazamines on me. But then I just put it back and then I fought the fight. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened to me as well.
Yeah. So yeah, it's there's not much to say other than once that bitch goes down, you scream very highly to the moon that you won,
Yep.
almost howling like a wolf.
I-
Ironically enough,
I got off my couch and started chanting insanity and ramblings that my girlfriend was like, "What the fuck happening?" It's like, I finally did it.
I finally killed the bitch. Well, no, not killed.
No.
well, once
You think you did?
once you finish the fight, you can actually start walking into the underground passage. And by the way, when you come back with the sniper, you realize Meryl is gone.
Yes.
She's not there anymore.
Oh yeah.
They took her away. So you start running into the underground passage, and if you don't, like Pascal, you don't manually save automatically as a reflex, Mei Ling will call you and will go, Snake, don't you feel like saving?
Yep.
I feel like a premonition right now. It'd be a good idea for you to save. Just take my advice, save.
Yep.
Why?
If you don't save,
Yeah,
the game-
why?
The game will force you. You know why. It's coming up. So Snake gets into the door after saving, of course,
Oh, yeah.
by Mei Ling's request. And then he gets ambushed by Sniper Wolf and 3 guards.
Yep.
So somehow these motherfucking guards were there waiting. And Sniper Wolf is clean as a whistle. No bullets whatsoever. And she show you her titties and PS1 graphics saying, "You are my prey," and she scratches you in the face and says, "I will kill you," to which Snakes answers, "I will die after I kill you,"
Yeah, he did say that.
which is
Yep.
either probably the cheesiest or the coolest sentence. I don't know which
I
way to go
agree.
for it.
No, me neither.
It's halfway. I don't know which one it is. So he gets captured, knocked out, and we head to the part that decides if you're a man or a boy.
The prison saga.
The torture sequence.
Oh,
Now-
the torture sequence. The real CBT.
Now, before you start the torture sequence, you get a small cutscene about 2 men talking to each other. Now, the first one is our good old recognizable revolver Ocelot, and the second
Minus
one,
one hand.
minus one hand, and a particular guy having a particular bad British accent again.
Yes.
So you realize that they're talking about the genetics that they need snake's blood to correct the genome cells, and they will be able to launch nuclear deterrence in the next 10 hours. That means that Snake has been knocked out for the last 4 hours.
Yep.
That means that Meryl is somewhere out there for the last 4 hours, probably dying.
Most
You have
likely.
no clue what's going on. You wake up, chest naked, on the machine. We can see your 8-pack. Snake has a fucking inhuman 8-pack.
Yep. Yep. That was something that I noticed, and it's probably the best rendered part of the game.
Mm-hmm.
That 8-pack is crisp.
You could dry clothes on that fucking rack.
It's a washboard, my dude.
I didn't look.
How can you not?
I don't know.
So anyway, Liquid spills a bunch of bullshit, calls him brother, little brother, or maybe big brother. They don't know. Talking about some other bullshit. He says he's gonna go because he called Washington and they're not giving in into the demands. So he's like, fuck it. I'm gonna go arm the nuke. They have 10 hours. Fuck them all. He leaves the room and he says, Ocelot, don't fuck up like you did with the DARPA chief. Again, you hear that. You're like, what the fuck is he saying? And he leaves. So Sniper is there with Revolver, and Revolver asks, do you want to stay and look?
Okay, so now can I ask? Did he kill the DARPA chief?
We're not there yet.
Okay.
We're almost there. We're not there yet. So he asks Sniper if she wants to stay to see his little seance of torture. And she goes, nah, your little games do not interest me. As she pops 3 diazepines out of nowhere. It is, if you call on Kodak, you'll discover that she's highly addicted to diazepine. So the woman doesn't eat. She spends hours, maybe weeks, looking at her prey. And she is high on literally amphetamines.
Yep.
That's all she does. And take care of the wolf.
What a life.
A full ass junkie. That's why she could hit you at any funky angle. She doesn't give a fuck. She will never fucking move.
So yeah, if you want to get good at anything in life,
Drugs.
Drugs will. There's a reason why they're
Musician?
outlawed in the
drugs.
in the Olympics.
Politics, crack.
Yeah, correct.
Big time.
Rest in peace, Rob Ford.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so before she leaves, Sniper tells Snake in his ear that Meryl still lives.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly before she leaves. So Ocelot asks if Snake has the baker's disc, which he doesn't reply, and he just wants to know where there is. But the weird thing is that Ocelot asks for it, and that's all he asks. He just goes, do you have the optic disc?
Mm.
Okay.
And then proceeds to torture for
And
like,
then
very
ask for the PAL key if there's a way to stop Metal Gear. Still gets no answer. And so he proceeds to torture you. Which, the way it works is that you have to press circle real fucking fast. Or, if you want to pussy out, you press select.
Wait, what happens when you click on select?
You pussy out.
So you kill Meryl, right?
If you
That's
submit,
what I understood from
if you survive the torture, she has a chance to survive. If you submit, Ocelot says, the girl's life will be mine.
Okay.
He could be bluffing. He could not have Meryl.
Right.
You don't know that.
Did you submit?
I did not.
Okay.
I had some serious hand cramps, but I did not submit.
Okay. And how do you fare at mashing?
If you've played against me in Mario Party, you've seen I'm pretty good at that.
I don't remember.
I beat you most of the time when it comes to mashing. So it's because of Metal Gear. I'm not gonna lie. Metal Gear Solid has broken me as a man.
Yeah, there's a couple of
Mario Party.
instances where Metal Gear wants you to mash very, 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 very hard the circle button.
Inhumanly. And the game itself, Ocelot says, if you try to cheat or use action replay, I will know.
Yeah.
Yep.
I have tested the game. If the game sees that your life recovers faster than you're losing it, it will automatically kill you.
Wow.
Okay.
So if you're a really, really good machine at mashing, if you go too fast for the game, it will kill you immediately.
Huh. Okay. But I was going faster than my life was dropping at some point.
Yeah,
I
that's
guess
okay.
not fast enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it can still detect it as being human.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess you went to torture as well, or did you submit?
I went through torture like 3 times. Because and that's coming up, but yeah, I messed up.
Yeah. Okay. So the torture scene can go up to 3 to 4 times, depending on how you do it. On the 4th time, they throw you a bone and they do something to get you out of there. So
Okay.
the first time you do it, you stop and you wake up in the torture room and you find a decomposing DARPA chief.
Yep.
In your cell.
Which is super surprising because I believe that the proper timeline of his death has been like, what, 8 hours ago?
He died 8 hours ago, yes.
And he's already massively decomposed.
And smelling bad.
And I have a serious question.
He also has maggots on his body as
Yeah.
well.
Also.
Yeah, where the fuck did the mayonnaise come from? You're in the middle of the Arctic.
Yeah. In the facility.
Yeah.
True.
Well, your body decomposes and creates its own animals.
I don't think that's how it works. I
Yeah,
don't
it-
think we're.
I'm not a geneticist,
Yeah.
but I know that some cases. But again, I don't
But
know.
you know
I-
who's a genetic person?
Dr. Naomi.
Naomi. Yeah.
Yep.
So if you contact Colonel after the torture, you will tell them that you don't know the whereabouts about Meryl, and that Naomi will boost your nanomachines and your renorsense, whatever the fuck, just so you can feel less pain. And if you have a vibrating controller, so a basic PS1 controller, she will give you a shiatsu massage if you put it on your shoulder. Now, I don't know if the PS1 Classic has vibration.
Nope.
Okay.
No rumble whatsoever.
My PlayStation 2 does, so you can just put it here and it will give a vibration specific to that scene that will indeed shake your whole arm if you put your remote right on top of your right shoulder, the one you used.
Okay.
It's very interesting. It's cool. So at that point, you can have multiple options to get out of the cell. So if you're waiting for the guard to not look at you, you can hide under the bed. You can hide in the dead spot next to the door.
Well, when I went under the bed, the guard was like, "What the fuck are you doing?"
He has to not see you
Oh, okay.
in order to do it. So you can hide under the bed if he doesn't see you. You can hide in the blind spot that he misses if you look at his pattern. But that would be on the second torture scene if you can catch his pattern. And the third option would be to call Otacon. Because the colonel says, well, no one knows the place better than Otacon. He should know where the fuck you are.
Yeah. What I did. I called Otacon.
And what does Otacon tell you?
Well, he tells you that he's kind of stuck in a situation right now, and that's like he finds it deplorable that you had a fight with Sniper Wolf, and he's like, yeah, she's a really nice person, and like you should not kill her. So I'm gonna give you a hand, but like really don't hurt the babe. And I'm like, but she tried killing me.
She's a terrorist.
She's a fucking terrorist, and she is also trying to kill Meryl. No, she's a terrible person. And he's like, no, you don't get it. She's good with dogs. And I'm like, yeah, you bark, little motherfucker. Yeah, you dig that abuse, don't you?
Yeah.
So what I did with the prison saga, because it
It
all
is a
ends up-
saga for you.
Yeah.
It all ends up in the same way, right? I'm sure with
Ish,
the
yeah.
ish. So I just wrote like a couple words per scene. Prison saga is everything hurts. Ow. Ow. Patricide. Gray Fox is Griffith because it's
Again, no.
ow, because it was easier because mashing.
You're used to it, yeah.
Yeah, and then guard has diarrhea.
Again.
And Otaku found his queen. And then ketchup murder mystery.
Yep. So I guess at this point, everyone went for the ketchup, if I understand correctly.
Yeah.
So what happens is that after the second torture, you get the whole spiel from Revolver that he's doing it to bring back the former glory of the USSR and to bring back Russia to his...
Yep.
He talks about fascism, imperialism, and totalitarianism, and you're like, what the fuck is this old man going about?
Yeah, pretty much.
And then he tells you why a Russian Hind-D is stationed at Shadow Moses is because they were selling the technological tests from Metal Gear Rex to the Russians. Something that somehow I don't think Liquid is aware of.
No.
It feels like Ocelot has his own fucking agenda.
I would not be surprised.
It's like, what the fuck is he talking about? I don't think Liquid is selling that to the Russians.
Like I was all about Ocelot until like the whole
Political aspect of it.
yeah.
It's always that with people. That's why I don't get political. I'm like, you're pretty cool, but I don't want to talk politics with you, please.
I mean he flips the fucking
Not anymore. He's a righty. He lost the right hand.
Fuck,
Yeah.
that's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So you get that information, and then he tortures you once more. Nothing changes, and you go back into the cell. Now, in the cell, you can call out Otacon again. He's like, the fuck's the rush? I'm coming. And you're like, fuck you, I'm stuck here. Get good. Come back. So eventually he shows up, and, you have that conversation. Once again, here's a bottle of ketchup, here's some rations, and here's Wolf handkerchief that she gave me when I was feeding the dogs, because she's a good person.
Yeah.
Again, shut up, Ocelot. She's a terrorist. She killed Meryl. You don't know that. Where is she then?
Just realized what the handkerchief was for.
We're going to talk about that.
Oh, wait.
Again, everything Ocelot brings you is for a reason.
Yep. Everything.
Every single piece.
Not for cum, right?
No,
No.
It's not cum rag, right?
No, it's
No.
not a cum rag.
It's a cum rag.
It could
It's
look
a cum rag.
at this point. The piss-ridden man has given you a handkerchief of his crush.
The otaku gave you an handkerchief.
Yeah.
It's a cum rag.
No. But look, so if you decide to somehow be a dumbass and stay there for the third tutorial of torture scene, Ocelot talks about, I think he talks about the creation of the torture chamber, electric chamber in the 1980s. The French created the development of the torture electricity and how it is the most majestic art ever made. He talks about how torturing is a simple language of speaking amongst people. So you go into the sadism that he has, and you're like, okay, this guy is getting an erection while he's electrocuting you. That's why you're not wearing a shirt.
Yep.
That's the only reason you're not wearing a shirt.
Yep. Yeah.
That's when
absolutely.
you get it, and you're like, oh.
That's what's happening.
So you're like, okay, got it. So, if you haven't saved during each moment of the torture sequence, and you try to do the catch-up while Johnny's still there, the name of the guard is Johnny, by the way.
Okay, cool.
It is known in the story, and this is relevant. Because it's the same guard who got knocked down by Meryl.
The same one?
Yep.
So he's got a cold and...
He's got a cold because he was buck naked.
Okay, and why do
Oh
I
my
have
God.
cold medicine? That's another thing.
Okay, so look, if you use the ketchup while Johnny's still there, he's gonna laugh at you because you're playing a ketchup like a dumbass.
Yeah,
Yeah.
He did do that, yeah. Mhm.
So if you haven't saved, you're fucked. You lost that motion because that's the whole bottle of ketchup you lost.
Yeah.
If you stay there after the fourth sequence, and I think after the fourth sequence, Revolver has nothing to say. He just goes, "Yeah, let's go."
Yeah.
He mentions nothing. He just electrocutes you. He's like, "I'm out of ideas. Just you know the drill." So if you have fucked up all that parts, Gray Fox will come and break the door for you.
Huh.
Because he's like, oh, you're too stupid, dude. I'm just going to pull you out.
No, so what happened with me is I did it 2 times, the torture sequence.
Yeah.
Then I got the ketchup, and then I fucked up. And then I went into the third torture sequence, and then I died. So I redid the torture sequence number 1
And when
and
you hit
number
that,
2.
when you hit that game over, what did you see specifically?
Specifically,
There's something different in that game over screen.
I did not notice that.
Because you've seen it a million times, according to what you told me.
Not a million times.
It's a joke. But what I mean is, when you hit that one, just like Ocelot said, there are no continues, my friend. You hit the game over screen, and it's only exit.
Yeah.
It's only an exit.
Yeah, exactly.
Nothing else.
Yeah, I remember, yeah. That was a high heartbeat for me because I thought I had to redo the whole game again, and I was panicking.
Well, to be real, Kojima did consider that. He wanted your game file to be deleted.
That's
I would have respected that.
sadism right there.
But
that's part of the torture.
I would have not finished that game.
If you would have known, you would have submitted. If you would have known your game file would have been deleted,
Yeah.
you would have submitted.
But at the same time, no, because I beat
Meryl.
every mashing stuff I ever had.
And that's
get
the same
thrown
for
at
me.
I'm just like, no,
You can't. I can't. Fuck you.
fuck you. Yeah.
I can't.
And at first, I did the of course the 2 torture that you're supposed to do. I mean, technically, I tried going under the bed, and it just didn't work.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, okay, I guess that's not how you're supposed to do it, because that was my first reflex, is get under the bed.
Yep.
And then we went through the whole thing where he was like, yeah, I'm doing this for the greatness of Russia. I was like, yeah, yeah, great, fuck yeah. And then Otakon came by and gave me all the stuff, and I was like, cool, I have all that stuff.
Nice garbage.
And then I was looking at the stuff that I had. I was like, okay, what should I do? And my brain went to, this game likes to push it to a certain level that if I just lie down and put ketchup on myself, it's not going to work. So I kept looking for another option.
Yeah.
And so I got into another torture session, and I was like, okay, what the fuck am I supposed to do then? So I'm like, I'm just going to contact people with the codec. Maybe they're just going to throw me a bone or something. And they're like, yeah, use the ketchup. I was like, oh, really? That's okay. I guess I'm thinking too far ahead now. Let's just lie down and put some ketchup on yourself while he's not looking.
Yeah, I went through the same thing, but like the first time I used ketchup, I messed up. So the guard saw me and he was like, "What are you doing with this ketchup?" Or whatever the fuck he
What are
said.
you doing around playing ketchup?
Yeah, and so being the 2022 gamer that I was like, I'm gonna stay in that ketchup. I'm gonna wait for him to be like, wait, he's not moving. Wait, I'm coming in there. What the fuck? And he never did that. He was just like, oh, Ocelot has got like his third round. You wanna get sucked?
So that means Ocelot probably cleaned up the ketchup from your fucking chest.
Yeah, he sure did.
He sure did, because you have no traces of ketchup when you go there, do you?
Yes.
I'm sure he did it with fucking tiny ass wet napkins while he was like smacking his lips.
Oh, sorry. I'm using my wrong hand.
Yeah.
Fucking
Yeah.
since bound napkin. So.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's not gay if it's not my main hand, you know.
Absolutely.
It really isn't.
So once you get out of it, so we managed to escape from the torture sequence, and we realize, wow, we're next to where the DARPA chief died. The DARPA chief died in his prison cell, and that's the door level 6. Because Otacon also brings you a level 6 key card, as well as the ketchup, the ration, and the handkerchief. Now, before you left, when you contacted Dr. Naomi the second or third time of the torture, you guys are talking about your passes. So to know each other's life and to change the mood about the whole torture scene.
Yeah.
And we get into a lot of perspective about Snake. So Snake mentions one of the biggest retcons of the Metal Gear franchise at that particular moment, that Big Boss was his actual genetic father.
Mm-hmm.
Something that is not even brought up or mentioned in Metal Gear or Metal Gear 2. It was his drill instructor, and it was just one of those peons that had the nickname Snake. So at no mention whatsoever in Metal Gear 2 is it written. It's not a mistranslation. It's not an error of the script. It's just there for some reason.
Okay.
So I guess Kojima just assumed no one would know, and it was put there. We don't know. Does it benefit the story? I guess. Personally, it doesn't change much to me. I mean, you could have considered it a figure father, or could you have a real genetic father? Who cares?
Yep.
So he mentions killing Big Boss. So, as you mentioned, doing patricide, which is why him and Psycho Mantis were so similar, because both of them killed their father.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they were familiar with each other. He's asked if Snake has any remorse killing him, and he says no, and that's why they were blood-bounded. And then, for some reason, Naomi goes into a tangent and mentions that she had a big brother. So not a genetically blood-related brother, but someone who took care for her and helped her through her studies and all that stuff. And then he, died. So, and then Snake talks about his best friend, which is Gray Fox. So he talks about how he met Gray Fox, how they had like a friend from work relationship where they don't talk about personal lives, and they're good friends, and then they fought each other really romantically, probably chest naked in a minefield, fisting each other real hard.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So then to get the whole genetics thrown in the background, Naomi mentions that she goes into genetics because she wants to know about her past and all that stupid blah 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 blah.
Yeah, and also she goes about the fact that like if you're looking at genetics, you can already guess the future of certain persons,
Which is complete garbage.
yeah.
Like, you're not a fortune teller. You're a scientist, of course. So you can't tell my fate, can you? You're like, who the fuck wrote this?
Yeah, pretty much.
There's some sentences that you just gotta love the way they deliver the straightest phrases with the stupidest way to do it.
Oh yeah.
They could have gone Resident
For
Evil.
sure.
They could have gone Resident Evil voice actor.
Oh, for sure. And I mean, like, I've played Resident Evil 1. I never finished it because I hate the tank controls, but it's a personal thing.
Love tank controls.
I fucking hate them for the life of me.
That's why I think the tank boss fight is amazing, because you don't play as a tank control fighting a real tank. If you play like a tank control against a tank, no one would have finished that game. No one.
No. Fuck that shit.
You go 8 directions. The tank goes 4.
Yep.
4
Yeah.
in Resident Evil.
No, in Metal Gear.
In
Oh,
Metal
when
Gear,
you fight the
go
tank.
8.
Oh yeah,
but the tank can
it's
only go
so
4.
awkward.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why it's a prowess to have that tank fight, is to know that you're not playing tank controls, but the tank is.
Yep.
Fair enough.
So from there on out, I guess it's pretty obvious. You guys just blast your way back into the underground passage, because you were in the tank hangar basement level 2. Crawl
Again.
back up, you go back into that snowfield, you crawl back up to the nuclear warhead, you go back to B1, you go back to Mantis's, and you get to the underground passage. Before that, you reach the Wolf Caverns.
Which is where my reaction earlier came into, fruition. The handkerchief was given to Otacon from Cyberwolf, who took cares of those goddamn dogs.
Because
If you would use it, I'm pretty sure you'd get an ally.
No, actually, what happens is that if you equip the handkerchief, the wolves will let you go.
Oh.
They will not hurt you. They will not bite you. They will be enamored with you because they smell.
Oh.
So you can get there. You can pick up the things you never picked up before. Leave the place unscathed, unscratched.
Well, I don't have it anymore, so...
Did you kill the wolves again?
Oh, I killed every
Because
wolf.
they respawn every time.
Yeah.
I killed...
It's a waste of ammo.
Yeah. That's
it really isn't, because you have enough.
I
is-
disagree. After that specific point of the game, after the what we're getting to,
Oh.
you run out of bullets so
By
I
the
fast.
way-
I'm a hoarder, so I had enough.
By the way, I forgot to mention. After you escape from the prison cell, you pick up your equipment.
Yep.
Tell me, boys, did anyone get accidentally died?
No, because I listened to people who call me, and that's how I figured out how to use items in the inventory. Because it was written plain as day, press that button to use it and throw it away. And I went, you can use items while you're shuffling through. Wait a minute. And then I tried an item, and I went, for fuck's sake.
Wait, you mean the bomb?
Yeah. The
Oh.
time bomb in your inventory.
Yeah, I didn't notice it until someone called me for it, yeah.
Yeah. Originally, when it's planted, I think you have 230 seconds to remove it.
That's so funny. I like that, by the way.
Mm.
I like the bomb thing.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's extremely good. And that's not the first time that Kojima does that. He reuses that same tactic at some point in Death Stranding, 20 years afterwards. Because to make it a long story short, is that in Death Stranding, you're carrying packages. You're an Amazon delivery guy in the apocalypse. And you do that for so many hours. You don't think about it. You can read every description of the packages. You don't care. You just read, okay, this is eggs, this is this and that. Pizza sometimes. Who cares? At some point, you're so blazed out by getting all these packages. You stop reading. You don't care how much it weighs. You don't care how much this and that. At some point, the mission is very clear to you that something is wrong. But you're so blasé about the whole situation, you don't care. But if you stop and look at your equipment, you notice there's a nuclear thermal device in your pocket.
What?
Nuclear?
Yeah, there's an actual nuke in a package.
It literally exploded.
No.
in front of me.
I mean in Death Stranding.
Oh, sorry.
Don't worry, I know. So, you read the description of it and you're like,
Better though.
wow. So you just remove it and just yeet it into a tar pit, and it blows in there.
Okay.
But because you're so 25 hours into delivering packages, you would have not noticed to read the package. Unless you're really OCD and you read every single thing you're picking up, which probably 2% of the players. I didn't do it.
Yeah. I was going to say, were you that OCD? Because that would not surprise me.
I was running that particular delivery and I stopped at a moment because I heard a beeping. It started beeping suddenly. I'm like, what the fuck? So I checked my packages. I'm like, probably the car that I took because it's not a car I made.
Yeah.
And then I saw it, small thermonuclear device. I'm like, oh, no, hell no.
Oh,
I'm not going into a city with
Wait.
this shit.
So that's like written on the fucking package?
Yeah.
That's funny.
But that's the thing. It's the same way as the bomb. The bomb is not sticking to an item that you have in Metal Gear.
Mm-hmm.
It's literally said bomb planted by Ocelot.
yeah.
It's all it says.
And I was too blasé to fucking read the thing because I looked at all my my entire inventory.
I was like, yeah, that's fine.
And
I
it's in
looked
the
at
items.
everything and I was like, yeah, it's fine.
Yes, same. Exactly. I checked everything as well. Just, I just wanted to get maybe the card in.
By the way, I don't know about you guys. It's maybe a bug I have, but I was missing my thermal goggles.
No, mine was still there.
Well, I never had the
My
thermal.
thermal disappeared. They're
Oh,
not there
that's
anymore.
not cool.
Well, honestly, I don't need them anymore.
I mean,
don't-
you're going to get another one, I guess.
I don't need them anymore. I'll be fine.
I never had them, so
Yeah.
it's fine.
Well, you still had time, but not anymore at disc 2. So, Once you remove the bomb, you ran over, you're in the underground passage, and you have a flashback of Meryl getting Full Metal Jacket. Once again, it just happened 4 hours ago, but you're remembering that it happened.
But is it in sepia?
Yes, it's in sepia.
Okay.
And there is a small close-up of her ass, I think, while she's falling down.
Cool.
And-
I'm wondering if it's weird fucking Psycho Mantis remnants of his psychic powers telling
don't
you like,
know.
remember her ass.
And honestly, I wanted to show you something because
Oh, yeah.
sometimes you
Meryl's ass.
when you quit the game,
ass.
Damn.
when you quit the
That's
game
better than
and
Metal
you're
Gear.
reloading again, you can you can actually read the mission log to remind you where you are in the game.
Yeah, which is a thing I saw once.
Yeah. So the mission log, when you get Meryl shot, you save and you leave. It's this particular art piece of Meryl.
Oh, very nice. Of course.
Can you describe it to me on the microphone, Pascal?
Looks like she is being pinned down by a penis.
Okay, that's the wrong description. It's her twirling in pain on the ground, but there's a huge focus on her titties.
Exactly what I said.
Yep.
So it's the only one that looks like that because once again I'm insane. I checked whenever I save and I change positions in the map. I quit, reload, and check what is the art. I have bought the art books. They're all individually there, but I just want to see when they appear in the game. And this is the only one that is highly sexualized. Second one being Sniper Wolf.
Yeah, but Sniper Wolf is
Sniper
kind
Wolf.
of part of a whole shtick.
It's like her Bayonetta moment. She's using her sexuality to be evil, not to be controlled by it. I don't know if that makes sense. She's imposing the control. She's not getting control.
But she's not
Yeah.
evil. She's nice.
Yeah, she likes wolves.
Yeah, she
Wolves, not wolves.
she likes wolves. She's nice. She must be nice.
So you go into the underground passage, and then you reach the door. Now there's a long corridor, then goes straight, then it turns left, and then what happens?
At that specific timing.
Well, I mean,
I
the
mean,
next
you
thing I
get
have-
back to the corridor.
Yeah,
where
after
the
you
fight-
after you saw the flashback, and you went all the way through the underground passage. You reached the door when you got knocked out.
Okay, at that point, is that already the helicopter?
That is the beginning of the tower. Yes.
Yep, I was gonna
yeah.
say that because that was next thing on my
The
list.
tower was a whole thing.
I do have one question before we get there.
Yes.
Very, very quick question. Was the tower a mini boss? Or considered a mini boss?
If you're unprepared, yes.
I was.
So for an insane veteran like me at this point, if I want to say that, I don't know if I can use this term. I don't care.
I don't know. How many times did you play the game?
Yes. So once I got in there, before I even reach the two cameras looking at you and exposing your balls and cock in front of everyone, in that corridor, I planted 6 claymore mines. Because the enemies will come from behind for the first 10 floors. After the 10 first floors, some reason there's already 20 guys on top. So for the first 10 guys, you have a full sprinting 20 seconds before someone catches up to you if you mind blast the area before you get up. And to tell you the truth, when you passed the door frame, did you pick up the 2 items in front of you?
I think I did.
Yes.
It was a shaft grenade and a rope.
Rope. Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have never made the mistake, and I don't know if someone can be accountable for this. If you can comment and write me if that's a possibility, please, I'll be very grateful. From what I've heard, you can actually fuck it up, get on top of the building, no rope.
And then you have to go back down?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god.
It's what I heard, but there's no way for me to prove it because I do not
There's
feel like
explosions and shit. How would you go back?
But nothing breaks. That's the problem is that I don't know because they tell you by codec once you reach the top that you have to use the rope.
Yeah.
But again, that's assuming by headcanon that they can see some sort of camera for
Yeah.
them to know that you have a rope.
Yep.
You know what I mean? So
I'm sticking with my eye implant.
how many times did you guys die climbing that tower?
I died none.
Really?
I did it one go, but I did it very differently than Pablo.
Okay. Well, I'll just go ahead and tell you guys I died multiple times. Probably about 5 times.
No, don't get me wrong. Did I die in the tower?
Anywhere
whole,
else?
Yeah, of course.
I was
But
thinking
getting
that, yeah.
up the tower, didn't die.
Oh.
What I did is instead of using claymores or guns, I had a full inventory full of stun grenades. And I kept running while stunning the entire screen every time I get stuck.
I should have done that.
Yep,
I did that the whole game, and I didn't do it in the tower.
the second where you spot to be stunning shit. After the wolves, the towers is probably the best. You
Yeah.
just yeet that shit like there's no tomorrow, and you
Yeah,
just waste the
just-
consequences.
Yeah, I just wasted all of them in the bureau, fucking.
And the offices.
Yeah, the fucking office.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just moving around and just. I want to get the items.
Yeah.
Easy clap. But yeah, no, I died a lot by like trying to move up and then famas this shit. Famas my way up there. Yeah.
Up and down, yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, that was kind of hard. I liked it.
Yeah. And that is okay. So normally there's a bridging gap between the two. We're gonna call it the two twin towers at this point. I don't care.
It's what it is.
It was a 98, so it's still okay. So the bridging gap between the two twin towers is at level 10.
Yeah.
Now, what did it tell you when you reach level 10?
That the door is frozen shut and there's no way to open it except if you C4 the other side.
The other side.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of which I actually did.
Did it work?
Yeah.
I did the other side as well. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing, is that it is C4 shut by ice. So you have to keep climbing because the other connected bridge is on the other side of the fucking building, on the top of the top. So you keep running up, and as you get closer to the last 3 to 4 floors, you actually start hearing it.
Yeah.
You can hear the Hind D coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So who would be insane enough to drive a Hind D in this kind of weather?
Well,
You're
I
asking,
mean-
or
Yes, that's a real question. I mean, at the time, I didn't know, but at the same time, I'm guessing anyone from Foxhound.
yeah, anyone from Foxhound is a great answer.
Not only that, but we get a callback without a flashback about someone who could have already used a Hind D in this fucking weather.
True. He
At
does
the
mention
beginning
it.
of the game
Yeah.
with his good old bad British accent.
Uh-huh. Because we see him at the very start of the game with his hindy.
Mm-hmm. So once you get on top, Liquid spills his spiel, and you go, fuck you. I'm just going to cross this bridge, and you can't do nothing to stop me. What does he do to stop you?
He blows half the tower. And then goes, haha, you can't do shit. And then you bust out a rope that you could have missed.
You didn't win.
And then you go like, no, I'm going to do rock climbing on your ass. And then you go down in the probably, it's well done. Don't get me wrong. It's well thought out and it works. But it's so clunky. The whole rope part, Jesus Christ, I died 5 times on that part alone.
Okay, I've solved it. I have solved that part of the game.
It's a rhythm game.
Like, yeah, basically, yeah. So I died one time, and then I was like, okay, I got this. And and then I fucking, like, I went there so fast. God
Yeah.
damn. You've never
No,
seen something as fast
I
as that.
tried doing fast. I tried doing slow. I tried sticking myself to the right of the screen so I could use the angle of the jump.
Yeah, and just, like,
No.
avoiding the valves and shit, whatever the fuck it
Yeah.
gives you damage, and just... And then you go so fast. You go
Yeah.
so fast.
I just, in the end, what happened is I just did well for the first half and then went, fuck it, and took too many hits until I got to the lower part.
All right. So, in Twin Snakes on the GameCube,
Mm.
if you decide to miss the rope and just climb the whole fucking tower, get on top. Because it has the mechanics of Metal Gear Solid 2, in Metal Gear Solid 2, when you have access to a balcony, let's say like the tank hangar level 2 or just the beginning of the game, you can hang from the ledges.
Oh,
So if you reach the top of the tower and you don't have the rope, you hit the ledge, drop, grab the other ledge, drop, grab the other ledge, drop, grab the other ledge, and that's how you speed run climbing down if you don't want to have the rope.
Oh.
I like it. It's fine. I'm okay with that.
But it's really like you really have to time your grab and climb. It's kind of hard.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
and you do have to have the full stamina. You have to do chin-ups on the bar to actually get the best stamina on it.
But like, how far off is the fucking rope?
It's all the way down.
No, I mean, like beforehand, when you can get it, because all I have to do was move like 2 centimeters and
No,
get
but
the
what I
rope.
mean is that when people get alerted, you could just miss the items altogether because you don't know you need a rope.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, I saw rope. I was like, oh, yeah, I need rope.
Yeah.
Oh.
You don't know. You always need a
I've
rope.
played D&D. I need rope.
I've seen Bear Grylls TV show. I know you always need a rope.
You just need ropes all the time.
Yeah, rope
Don't
is
you
good.
Carry a rope on you at all times.
I do carry 50 feet of hemp rope on me all the time. Yes.
Yeah, for 20 hemp, Blaze.
I don't mean weed. No.
On Blaze then. So, after the beautiful sequence of rappelling,
weed.
of
sorry.
rappelling down, you get a tutorial in after 6 hours of gameplay. You get a tutorial for how to use rappel,
Yeah.
which is the kernel telling you how to fucking use it.
Mm-hmm.
Climb down, you reach the platform connecting the 2 towers, and then you find more fucking guards waiting for your ass.
Yep. And those guards, I decided to take out in the funniest cartoonish way ever.
Grenades.
Nikita.
Nikita.
Never used Nikita. It's outside of the the first time you had.
I
to
was
use it.
full of rockets. Well, why not?
Yeah. Why not? Yeah, I agree.
Fucking blast his open asshole, and that's it.
Huh? Oh, I used it to for reconnaissance.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And if you shoot a Nikita, if you press triangle, you can see him first person inside the missile.
What?
What?
Yep. And you can still move when you're in first person in the missile.
Oh my god.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's shown in the VR.
Okay. All right. I'll do it. Fine. You got me.
Can you access the VR at any times?
Yeah, probably.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Even
you
in
load the game.
CD2?
Before you load the game, yeah.
Okay.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
So, once you clean it up, you go inside the tower and you have to climb up the other floors. And who are the enemies waiting for you in the tower?
Too many goddamn turret cameras.
My queens and kings, I hope you have collected as much chaff grenades as you possibly
I
have.
had
I
all
did.
of them.
Now, in Twin Snakes, you can pull out your SOCOM,
And just shoot
go
them
first
down.
person, 1 bullet, and the camera's done.
At
Wow.
first, you want to know what was my first reflex?
Try to shoot the camera.
Yeah, with the sniper, because it's the only weapon that would make
Mm.
sense.
Does not work.
Nope. You
Mm.
end up sticking your gun real deep in that staircase.
Smart though.
Oh, and speaking of the sniper and being smart, when you get the sniper before going back to Sniper Wolf, the first fight, when you get into the nuke base where people don't give a fuck and they will shoot you, but you can't use the gun,
Yeah.
before you crawl under it, you can use the sniper and kill everyone. Because you're not in the
Oh.
room.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Like the first fucking thing.
Yeah.
Whenever
Before you
you're
go
done
into
with the
base number
tower.
1, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
when they go
Like
like,
like you just move and they just fucking kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did that.
Yeah.
I sniped them.
You have no choice. You have to do that.
Mm.
So that is cleaned up. You climb up all the way to the roof, and then you meet with us with Otacon.
you guys sniped the guys in the hangar? The nuke hangar? I just avoided them. It was
I avoided
fine.
them, but when I played a stupid playthrough that I wanted to, I could just snipe them from outside the room because I was curious. And
Oh,
you
okay,
can.
yeah.
You can. It's very stupid. You can. Because you're not allowed to shoot in that room. Can I shoot from outside the room? Yeah, I can.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
yeah,
I'm not talking about that.
I'm talking the warhead storage facility.
Oh okay, no,
Yeah.
not me.
You can shoot from there.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you meet Otacon, and then you're like, "The fuck you doing here? How do you get here?" Like, "Oh, I used the elevator." It felt like a goddamn TV show. It just pans slowly into the elevator, and you're like,
It's
working."
fucking broken. What the fuck you
It
mean?
was broken. How did you get here? Oh no, it was working fine. You're like, huh?
Yeah, because
Okay.
that was one of my first reflexes. When I saw the elevator, I was like, press on it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why
same.
the fuck is it not working?
Was
And
that
it
making
was like,
weird
yeah,
sounds
no,
and shit?
It's making weird sounds, not working.
Yeah.
All right.
I was like, okay.
Mm.
Snake, I have an important question to ask you. Can someone tell me what is this important question?
Have you ever felt love? And then Snake answers, I don't know. I don't know if it's possible to find love on the battlefield. And then Gatsu starts, and then they have this whole romantic spiel about finding love in a situation where you shoot one another.
Yeah. Do you think love can bloom even on the battlefield? I believe love can fall in any moment.
Mm-hmm.
Enemies or friends, foes, regardless. Like they're having the truest bro moment out there.
Yeah.
While there's a motherfucking asshole with behind D just trying to blow the tower up.
Yep.
At this point, did you get the rocket launcher? Or
The Stinger, yeah.
Yeah, you started getting the rockets for the Stinger, yeah.
Yeah.
So Otacon is like, yeah, I saw the shooting while I was behind the truck. What are you gonna do? I'm just gonna go kill a helicopter. He's like, you sound like an action movie hero, Snake. Like,
I literally am.
he almost answers that like, yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, I think his exact reaction is like, oh wow, you sound like you're an action hero. How the hell are you gonna do that? I've done worse. And he just leaves.
Replies like
I literally killed a tank with grenades.
Yeah, it's
What's
fine.
the worst that could happen here? So he goes on top, pulls out the Stinger, has a screaming fight versus Liquid, which somehow isn't like that scene in Shazam where Liquid is screaming and then Snake can't hear him and Snake screams back and Liquid can't hear him, but
Yeah.
somehow they hear each other perfectly.
Absolutely.
You know how loud the fucking Hind D is?
Extremely loud.
probably. Yeah.
The guy in the helicopter has to wear headphones, otherwise he'll go deaf.
Yep.
That's how loud that shit is.
Now, there's one thing about this fight, and it's not that hard of a fight. It's just controls are clunky, so you make mistakes.
Yes.
Honestly, the mechanics of the fight is easy. Is get the rocket, aim the thing, shoot.
Wait for it and shoot.
Don't hit the walls. You'll kill yourself.
Yes.
It happened to me twice.
Don't forget to equip rations. Every time you have a fight, equip them rations.
Equip rations. Very important
Probably
for that
the
fight.
easiest fight in the game, to be honest.
Yeah. And then there's part 2 where you're like, he goes lower and you're like, haha, you can't see me. And I'm like, I moved to the edge and I can see the helicopter.
Well,
And I'm like, screw you, I can see you. So
Yeah.
my first reflex was
Yeah.
throw grenades at it.
yeah. Well,
no damage, right?
No damage. It didn't work.
Yep.
no, I didn't.
That's what I thought.
But so that's what I want to ask. You were playing on a television, right, Paco?
Yes.
You were playing on your monitor. Did you have headphones, or are you just looking at the?
Sometimes headphones, sometimes speaker.
For that particular fight, do you remember if you had headphones or not?
It was late, I think, so probably headphones, yeah.
Okay. During the particular fight, could you hear the helicopter moving in your headphones?
Yes.
Okay. So back in the days in '98 when the game came out, there was still a big popular sale of mono televisions.
Mm-hmm.
So you could have a mono TV and be fucked. So if you call your support and your TV is a mono TV, the whole team, including Mei Ling, will roast you for having a mono TV.
Wow.
Colonel goes, a mono audio television in this day and age? Wow, Snake. Because they're telling you, hear to the helicopter to find it. So they're playing on the stereo on your television or your surround sound to find a helicopter. But if you have a mono TV, you have no fucking way to know where it is.
Oh my god.
Imagine getting roasted 40 years in the past.
The game roasts
Holy
you for not
shit.
having a good TV.
Wow. this is super interesting. I did not know that.
Because I used to have a small 11-inch mono TV.
Yeah.
And it did happen to me. I never understood why it happened until I had a bigger TV.
That's
I think
awesome.
it was a 20-inch stereo.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
the scene was different. I was like, what the fuck is this? And I think I Googled or Yahoo Answers. And it was
Oh,
like, yeah,
God.
when you have a mono TV, you get roasted. I'm like, oh, fuck.
Yahoo Answers? My boy. No.
Yo, back in the time,
Yeah,
man.
back in the day, yeah.
fuck.
I mean, it was that or finding Newgrounds and getting called a cock. So I don't know. No, it wasn't cock. It was probably the F word.
It's
Or the N word. People used to be
Yeah.
very free on that.
yeah, it was another time.
It was the style at the time.
It was the style of the time. It was just penises and N-words everywhere.
So, once we have nuked the fuck out of Liquid, what is Liquid's last word before he goes down?
I think it's something in the lines of "I will burn with you in hell" or something like that.
Well, Liquid just yells "Snake!" and just
Yeah.
explodes
yes.
into smithereens.
Yeah.
And Solid Snake just turns around, goes all cool guys don't look at explosion, and it goes, "That takes care of the cremation."
Yeah.
Yes, he did say that.
And that's probably one of the best one-liners anyone has ever
Yes,
fucking said.
absolutely. That was good.
And it's to nothing and to no one, unless for people in the codec listening to him in the background, because there's no reason.
But it's an Asian game.
I mean,
and
you mean the
villain
people-
died off screen, so he's not dead.
You mean the people watching him on the codec?
No, let's be honest. I know those 90s trope enough to tell you the man's not dead.
Oh, he's not dead.
You don't know that.
It's Liquid Snake.
Come on.
He has the same genetic background as Solid.
He's
Who knows?
just gonna come back as Vapor Snake.
He's literally the main villain.
So, anyways, you do the fight, and then you go back down the stairs, all propped up, all happy, or doing your Chad walk, and the elevator works.
Yeah, no, but I also have the thing I have to mention. Did you mention the fact that before you can talk to Otacon, you have to go all the way down the tower until you find a broken staircase with a gap of this man can jump this gap.
Any man could jump that gap.
And then he goes like, "Oh no, I'm real afraid of God knows what."
I just rappelled down a whole 25 building.
Yeah, I
And
just
actually like destroyed a chopper.
Single-handedly.
but he's like, no. I don't want to strain my back.
Oh, by the way, that was worse for me for some reason. Like whenever I was done with the Heidi, I went back into the tower with the C4s, and then I went down, and then I went up, and yeah, so I did the tower multiple times.
Why would you do this to yourself?
I didn't know.
He got lost, I think.
I didn't
no.
know I could go on the
the elevator.
well,
The elevator.
Yeah.
mm,
I mean, he tells you, but at the same time, the elevator is like in a weird corner that's easy to miss.
I mean, it was broken.
Well,
Yeah.
did you finally get into it? Because we can
I
talk
did.
about what happens in that elevator if you went into it.
What you can't skip it?
No, you gotta get into
Yeah,
it.
you gotta get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
What-
finally got
Uh-huh.
it.
Yeah.
Says the man with a smile on his corner of his face, so you can skip the elevator.
No, there's no way to skip it.
That's what I thought, because
So-
otherwise.
So what happens in that elevator? What
I
was
mean-
the problem with the elevator?
You want to know what happened in that elevator?
Yeah, what was the problem with the elevator? Why wasn't it working?
I don't know.
For
Because some fat fucks were on it.
yeah, 4 fat fucks.
So again, as I mentioned earlier, and you can flash back on your own heads,
Yeah.
Otacon says, "Here's one of the 4 prototype stealth suits,"
Yep.
and then Snake does the quickest math I've ever seen a man do. Wait, hold up a minute. How much do you weigh, Otacon? I weigh around this and this. Okay, the weight limit is 600 pounds, and this is equivalent to this amount of kilograms. So that would mean you would need at least 3 full grown men and you to actually stop the elevators. Come, Snake, we're missing 3 stealth suits. What do you mean? And then you get this fucking weird ass picture of Otacon close
Yes.
up in the camera. It's
Yes.
like the only time you see that panel
Yeah.
ever. Snake, look out! You're not alone in the elevator.
Yep. And that's where the thermal glasses get real important. But then, again, you want to know what I did?
You start spreading that shit like that's the Bible.
I just started shooting.
I famous.
I was literally what's his name?
Rambo.
Shit. No, I just got in there and started blasting. That's what I did.
I mean, these guys are not Foxhound, but they might be the only 180 IQ in the whole fucking team. For
Big
real.
time.
Those guys are the best jobbers out there. They had the greatest plan. The guy will be exhausted from all this shit. We will corner him in a minute of weakness. But Snake, up to this point, we've seen him be the stupidest man out there.
Yep.
A horn dog. A horn wolf dog. He's done everything. But he is the quickest mathematician I've ever seen in my life. I could have never deduced that math to know that something's wrong with the fucking elevator.
Yeah.
Like, this is literally, I know a fun fact at a bar. Did you know that the weight limit of the elevator is this?
Yeah.
And it finally paid off.
Yeah.
It is insane. And the funniest thing is that he destroys them and he wrecks them so hard that he broke the stealth camel. So there's no one that leaves them one.
Nope.
Snake just spreads so hard it destroys the fucking stealth camel on these motherfuckers.
Yep.
What a shame.
And this, my friend, is to me the first iteration of that one fight scene of Captain America.
Yes.
The what?
The one in the elevator
The
where
Winter
he's
Soldier.
yeah, in Winter Soldier
I
where
didn't
he's
see Winter
surrounded
Soldier.
by a bunch of agents from Shield, and he's suspecting that they're not from Shield, so he has a huge fight in a very confined space, which is the elevator, against I think 5 guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But not
Yeah,
only...
I think there was memes created on
Oh,
that.
there were a lot of memes. I mean,
Yeah.
the bad
'Cause I've seen
dad
this.
jokes of Captain America, where the guy blows a fuse and starts grabbing him,
Yeah.
is from that fight scene.
Mm.
And not only that, but the whole intro sequence from Winter Soldier is the same opening as Metal Gear Solid 2. It's the whole, what we call the tanker incident. It's shot for shot.
Okay, yeah.
So if we ever play Metal Gear Solid 2, I will bring up the Winter Soldier opening. Because that's the right way to do a Metal Gear movie. So, once we go down the building, you reach a snowy plain of sorts. Now, did you guys look around before heading out into the snow skirt?
I did.
There's a fence towards the left side, if I'm not mistaken, where you can actually see the remains of the Hind D.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Okay, so there's a hidden codec call that you can look at the Hind D and contact, saying, "Colonel, I found the Hind D. Great. Do you see Liquid? Can you confirm his death? I don't see him. Do you think he had a parachute? There's no way in this fucking blizzard anyone could have pulled a parachute at this distance and land safety. If you look around a bit closer,
You can see a parachute.
you can see a parachute stuck on a fence.
God damn it.
Some motherfucker landed luckily on a fence. The parachute is empty and alone.
So Liquid's alive.
No blood can be found.
Damn it.
I fucking told you.
What about the Metal Gear?
So, once inside the open field, what happens?
I mean, I'll give you the honors.
It's an open field.
Well, I mean, you get shot. you get so shot, and then you stop. You go down, and then you call someone
Exactly what you would do if
without
you get shot.
being shot at.
They respect the
Again.
cutscenes. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, no, she's a good sport.
They had the script.
It's cutscene ethics.
No, wait. I mean, he's a good sport.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He learned that from his friend, the shaman. So, who calls her again? That's where I got a bit fumbly. Is it Naomi that calls her, or is it Archon?
So you call someone. You call
Colonel.
Colonel. Yeah, you call Colonel.
Okay, so you're like, I think I'm being ambushed by a sniper.
You think?
You think?
Yeah.
You got
you've been
absolutely
shot and
fucking
absolutely- oh, yeah.
murdered.
And it's actually funny because in the cutscene you see it from Sniper's reticle, and you see him getting full blasted in the chest.
Yeah.
Falling down, and he's like, I think I've been shot.
So I died 2 times like that.
Yeah.
And not died. I'm sorry. I've been shot 2 times like that because I died once in this fight.
Yeah.
And so it depends where you are.
Yep, because just like Vulcan Raven, there are some snow pits here and there, and there's like a particular flooring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the second time I died, I saw the fence in the background, and which I didn't, and then I fell over in a different way. So I kind of appreciated all that, to be honest.
It's an entertaining environment for a fun fight.
Yeah.
I still feel it's like probably one of the weakest fights regarding the game as a whole. If we put it up, well, you guys will see when you finish the game. But
Ultimately, like I've done this fight on the fucking drugs, and it was piss easy.
yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
and so you guys never ran out of bullets, did you? You okay with bullets?
Oh yeah.
I was fine.
You can.
Oh
run
well,
the
I
stage.
ran out. Yeah, for sure. I did run out, but there are
Oh,
always. bullets.
But that's what we have to admit. The game is merciful. Even
Yeah.
with Revolver Assault, you all bullets. You can run the stage. You'll find bullets.
Yeah.
If you fight someone, you'll find bullets.
Which is
Yeah.
cool.
But you don't
You-
find bullets until you have 0 bullets of that specific gun.
well, because then the game knows you'll be stuck for life if you
Yeah.
don't have any other option.
Yeah.
So, the right way to do it, as you guys mentioned, is drug up, put the rations on the side, and snipe the fuck out of her.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now, for someone who is just fucking done, and I understand that you're fucking done with this fight, and you just go, you know what? Look at these both fuck you bitches. I will do the most honorable thing I can do. I will pull out my Nikita and blast your ass open. You can actually control the Nikitas and blast her ass.
Really?
You will go over the little snow valley thing, and you will hit her. She can never stop it. If you put it in her path, she will shoot the missile because it's slow enough.
Yeah.
But if you just zigzag and go up, you can blast her ass open like wet tissue paper.
Does this actually
Really?
change anything other than how you beat the fight?
No, it leads to the same cutscene.
Okay.
It leads to the cutscene of her getting shot in the stomach
Yep. By Nikita.
by a Nikita somehow.
Okay, I have to say though, I love the Nikita. Probably my favorite weapon
It's
so far
probably
in
one
this
of the-
game.
that's
It's
why-
Yeah,
fantastic.
it's a fun,
Yeah.
fun weapon. Yeah.
But those rockets hit like a foam mallet.
Yep, it looks like a Nerf gun.
Not just that, it does probably the same amount of damage. Those guards on between the two towers, it took me like 7 fucking rockets to kill them.
Oh, they're superior genome soldiers.
Oh yeah, like even with the PG.
The Stinger.
No, even like the sniper.
Oh, the PSG one.
PSG-1. Yeah, it took a couple of hits.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they're annoying because when you fight them with the sniper, they tend to just start shooting at you from very
So,
far away and
you
just
move.
not missing.
So, yep. And once you finally put Sniper on the floor, can someone tell me the whole spiel happening? Because even I feel like I'm done describing this fucking scene.
I mean, ultimately, what happens is Otacon comes in and goes like, "No, don't kill her," and you're like, "But she's already dying."
She's dying.
Have you seen the gaping wound in her stomach?
And you're like,
I literally
"But
said
why
2
did you
seconds
kill
ago.
one another just before this fight happened?" During the phone call that I hijacked, I was like, "Don't shoot each other," and she was all like, "I'm gonna kill you, Snake," and Snake was all like, "Well, not if I kill you first." And then he was like, "Stop doing it." It was like, "Nuh-uh, I'm gonna do it if I want to." And the other one was like, "Shut up, you little fucking dog. You're my slave. You should listen to me." And then the fight happened. And then in the end, it was like, "Yes, I was not a good dog enough for you. So you decided to shoot my friend. And now you're dying. And we need to put you down like a dog. I can't watch." And before that, she's like, "Do you want to know why they call me Wolf?" And the entire answer is, "I live alone. And I hate people. And also wolf dogs. Now give me my sniper and kill me."
That pretty much sums it.
Did you guys notice that she never mentions Al's name at all?
No, she does not care about
Yeah.
the
I
man.
think she doesn't even know what his name is.
No.
I don't think she does. Like she's like, that's a dog to me, and
Not even.
He's a
Not
puppy.
even.
He's a pup.
Hmm.
Because and that's part of Kojima's writing because it's really on the nose. He's having puppy love for her. Therefore, she just sees him as a puppy.
Yeah, of course.
It's as on the nose as it can be.
Yeah, of course.
So, by this day and age, we would call this a simp.
Oh yeah, big time.
Oh yeah,
So on
that's
the
my
sim
first
scale-
thought.
Otacon would be the kind of guy who would have bought the bad water.
Oh yeah, big time, big time. I was about to
Absolutely.
mention
If it was Sniper Wolf's bad water, he would have.
Oh, he would have absolutely drank that shit.
Not
it
the
would be
streamer,
the
right?
only way he would hydrate.
Again, the streamer has a name because of the fucking
I
game.
know that's a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's a joke. You're right. But
I mean, she's a fucking human, but yeah.
Okay, so I've
Humans
got
are
one
jokes.
last point after
fair.
this fight. After this fight, there's one thing. The whole courtyard has a bunch of compartments where you can find some stuff.
yep, bunch of doors.
Bunch of doors, a lot of lockers and stuff, and it's great. You get a bunch of loot before you leave that section, and I'm happy about that. Now, the fucking scanner doesn't pick up the cameras until you see them, so you get killed. I died once because of
in,
that.
in one of those rooms.
Yeah, I got in and I was like, "Holy shit!" and just started getting gunned down. I was like, "No."
I was hit, but I had the rations, and I had one
I didn't
rations
have the
left.
rations. I had the key in my hand.
Mhm.
So I got killed once, and that infuriated me. And at this point in the game, you have a level 6 key card.
Yeah.
And as I mentioned at the beginning of this whole ordeal, I have fear of missing out when it comes to loot.
Oh, you went back?
I got to
Oh, no.
do every single one of them but one that requires a level 7 key card.
Yeah.
You don't get that the key card.
You do not.
And so I have this madman's theory that I will have to insert CD1 back in again at some point of the game. And I think I've done half the game, but I haven't. That I'm going to backtrack through the first CD again before this game ends. Because this Kojima motherfucker would have put a portion of the game in the first CD, which is all the map, but not all the encounters, not all the videos, nor the fights. And he would have given me that fucking hint right at the end with that door that I cannot open with an item that I did not receive, telling me, "You're going to be back. You're going to be back. You're going to take that submarine of yours and you're going to go back the way you came in. And it's going to be long. And it's going to be cold." That's what I feel. That's what I think this mad lad did.
Well, I would think you're right. I think he's a troll. I think he's a funny dude. I think he wants you to suffer. And he probably got you good because you don't need those items.
I'm aware.
You don't need them.
I'm aware.
Please get well.
But that one door with the level of security that I cannot open. No.
You'll be fine.
That, or there's just a flash memory of that one specific room in the city too, and then once I get the key card, I can just backtrack and I'm not
maybe
gonna
you can. Yeah.
go back on season 1. But
Do not
conspiracy theory, I'm gonna have to go through the fucking season 1 again by the end of this game.
I mean,
I'm
you can wear
calling
as
it.
many tinfoil hats as you want. I'm not going to stop you. I mean, to have the audacity to think that you have to play the game entirely into one single CD back in that era, I don't think so.
No, obviously. But what's mad, lad, is going back to CD1 to finish the game.
Yeah, that's kind of cool, actually.
Who knows, right?
Uh,
We'll have to play CD2 to know.
I mean, it's ultimately it's a CD. It goes full circle.
So far, if we had to conclude the whole ordeal with the first disc, how is your experience so far, my guys?
I have written an end
Please.
note. So overall, I think the game has aged better than I originally gave it credit for. Like it was. Like the graphics are bad, right?
Well-
That's not me, but they were not that bad. They were kind of okay for what it was.
There has been worse graphics for video
Yeah.
games, you are
Yeah.
correct.
Anyway,
Yes.
at first I did whatever I could to not play the game, to be honest. So I pretty much scrub it off the rug. I don't want to play it. I want to play Overwatch now.
Yeah, I get it.
Overwatch, my new game now. But finishing up CD1, I just found myself wanting to play more. So I'm excited for CD2.
Are you mainly excited for the story, or are you excited for the gameplay? What you're looking for?
Story.
Okay,
I'm a story guy.
great. So, what do you? I'm gonna have fun with this. What are you expecting in disc 2?
More
So far, with the information you have and everything happening, what do you want?
I want some die-hard action. That's what I want. I want some more one-man army shit. Exactly what I just did, but more crazy. More weapons. More
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
More
there are
crazy
some
stuff.
remaining Foxhound members.
Yeah.
As we
3
mentioned
to be
earlier.
exact.
So now with the countdown, how many people left? Which are they?
Well, there's Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake.
And then
most
there's
probably with Liquid Snake.
Mr. Shaman.
Mr. Shaman himself.
And
Decoy.
Yeah, Decoy
Octopus.
Octo Decoy Puss.
And Revolver's still alive, basically.
Yes, but he doesn't count.
He's out of commission.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't know if you guys noticed, but during the torture scene, he has a bloody stump.
Yeah.
Like, he should probably get checked.
Yeah, absolutely.
It shouldn't be bleeding.
He probably died.
Yeah, I know. Like, it's wrapped, but it is actively bleeding.
Yeah, it's gangrenous if he keeps bleeding that way.
Yeah,
He's
big
fucked.
time.
I think
He's
he likes it.
That's the weird part also that I'm not sure 100%.
I think he just
doesn't
likes
seem phased by it.
No, he seems very happy about
Yeah.
it somehow.
it. Yeah.
Oh, that motherfucker cut me, but he cut me so good.
All right. Yeah, so you expect a big action finale for Disc 2.
No, I don't expect a big action finale. Okay, so I get how you think that from what I said.
No, I just want to be sure to understand, but I think I misunderstood.
Yeah, maybe. I like the whole, like I'm the guy kind of thing.
Mhm.
I want more of that. And I know it's kind of weird.
The
Like
action
Die
hero
Hard is my favorite
Christmas
movie, and
Yeah.
yeah, no, there's no going around that.
Nope.
But after all, like I kind of like the stupid but kind of fun story of Metal Gear, and I want more of those crazy zany
Yeah,
characters.
it's serious, but not enough, so it's just fun.
Yeah.
It's JoJo. Like
Yeah.
we said, it's just JoJo.
It's just
I
JoJo.
I guess if you like JoJo, you might like Metal Gear.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
If you like Metal Gear, watch Arc 2 of JoJo. The Pillar Man arc would be right up your
Right up
alley.
your alley.
Absolutely, yes.
And if you like JoJo, just play Metal Gear.
Yep.
Start from solid. There's no problem in that.
Yeah, maybe I'll buy Metal Gear for my
GOG?
brother.
Oh.
For Joe.
No, I mean GOG on GOG.
I mean my brother Joe.
Oh. Okay. So, how about you, Paco?
Oh,
But yeah,
I have mixed feelings about this game.
Okay.
Let's just say that I really like the over-the-top story, and there were so many moments while I was sitting on my couch after an infuriating fight that we would get another exposition dump because it feels like a movie at time.
Yep.
This game refuses to just give you light amounts of information at a time.
Nope.
They really. I think that the way the lore is given in this game is probably the way baby chicks feel when they're fed. They just kind of throw it down your throat really hard.
Yeah, pouring down the gullet. Yeah.
And there are moments where you're like, this is very important and I'm digging this. And then it flips on a coin and then it starts talking about flowers blooming on the battlefield and how, like you shouldn't hurt your enemies because that's not okay, boo boo. And you're like, but I'm a soldier.
They're a soldier first, but also a human.
Yeah. And then like everyone goes like, oh my God, that's so deep. Like soldiers are human. So what are we doing here? And they're like, we're stopping humans from nuking one another. They're like, yeah, but have you thought about like Colonel's niece? And they're like,
Meryl.
yeah, I did.
Meryl
I've
got
seen
fridged.
Meryl's ass.
Meryl got fridged.
I've
for the
seen
last
Meryl's
moments,
ass.
By the way. Like,
I'm aware.
All the way to-
She's
all the-
not there. Yeah,
on the way
still-
to Sniper Wolf, you have forgotten about Meryl. The game
No,
has
I did not.
no, but the game has forgotten about Meryl.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
not
definitely.
true. Colonel keeps asking
yeah,
you
he
to
has to
find you.
It's his niece. He has to.
Yeah.
ask.
Mhm.
And,
It's
But
like
I-
a constant thing. It's like,
Mhm.
yeah, do this, and also don't forget about Meryl. And I'm like, nobody, I
find
didn't
Meryl.
forget.
Yeah, find Meryl.
But I do have a prediction
Mhm.
for next game.
Go ahead.
And this might be absolutely wrong, but Meryl will reveal herself to be a traitor and fucking break my heart. But
She's
I might
decoy.
be. Maybe.
Maybe.
But I might be into traitors.
Okay. Okay.
And then I wrote this emoji.
Yes, the one.
The fuckboy emoji.
No, there's nothing. There's nothing.
Oh,
on screen.
sorry. my bad. This one.
Oh, yeah.
But I might be into traitors.
Oh boy, no.
Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. So Yeah. Other than that,
Oh, you know that screen, by the way?
uh,
That's the game over screen.
yeah, I know that screen. Now, the thing I find about this game is that it's extremely innovative. It had great ideas and went with it full on, and that is quite commendable.
Yeah.
But my overall impression of CD1 is it's cool that you could, but if you should, there's
Yeah.
a lot of moments where I'm like, you shouldn't have done that. This is just no.
Like what?
Just some of the mechanics are going a bit too far for what the limitation of the console can do. A good example was how the basic sniper controls without the pills was completely broken.
Fucking garbage.
Absolute garbage.
Yeah.
Using the pressure difference on the buttons of the PlayStation 1 controllers, those controllers are known to get very squishy buttons after a few years of use. So those mechanics will no longer work on vintage controllers that were not maintained properly. I have brand new controllers and could not even tell that there were two different levels of pressure on it,
Well, here's the thing. I think the PlayStation Mini controllers don't have the pressure sensitivity
which is probably a thing, yeah.
because they don't have the vibration as well. And secondly, your comment about pressure sensitive buttons, that shit follows up all the way to Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, I know, but
This is why the HD port of Metal Gear Solid 2, Free, not Peace Walker, they are busted for the pressure sensitivity. Because Metal Gear Solid 3 has CQC that is depending on the pressure sensitivity of circle button. And since the PS3 didn't have that, the CQC is fucked beyond belief.
yeah, and that's the reason why I go, it's cool that you can, but should you?
Again, it was dealing with the technology of the time.
I understand.
So the porting of it does destroy the magic of it. Like I mentioned, the Hideo is lost on the Vita. It's just
Yeah.
screen freezes.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not talking about pure ports here. I'm talking about, like,
The original basis of when it came out.
yeah,
Yeah.
even just that is like, look, you're gambling here over a mechanic that's a core mechanic of your game. Because you want to do something that's cooler, and I absolutely love that. But at the same time, execution so far, from my personal experience, has been lacking.
Yeah.
And also, stop the backtracking. For the love of
I loved
God.
it. I loved it.
I-
Every part of it. I fucking loved it.
Well, here's the thing.
Three times.
I mean the backtracking, not necessarily the game. Like, I don't know. There's something I love about this.
I don't.
I don't. I like
I
it because
know.
it's kind of different every time you go back.
True, but it's capitalizing on assets that they already have and considering budget and how 3D worked back in the days.
Yeah.
Absolutely understandable. But it wasn't different enough to make it fun going back.
All right.
It was a whole lot of, I feel
the
like
armor is
I
always fun.
in the entire playthrough that I did, I played about 6 hours. There were probably an hour and a half of backtracking.
Only 6 hours.
It's actually, it feels like that in your head, but I have calculated it. I have, again, the insane person I am, I have pulled out a timer and have checked. The entirety of backtracking on each, if we count the totality of it all, it could take around 12 minutes.
If you fucking sprint.
If you know where you're going, you're avoiding mines,
Yeah.
you know where the guards are, 12 minutes.
Fair enough.
It's still huge. It can feel eternal because you've been there, and I
Yeah.
totally understand that. But
I mean,
It's still a
Um,
quarter of an
I've
hour.
been I've been there way more than 12 minutes.
that's the thing. I understand that. I mean, it's not very.
I've been there. I've been backtracking for at least an hour, at the very least.
Yeah, because there's the backtracking that's needs to be done, and then the backtracking that player just do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep. And like I said, your best friend is the armory,
Yes,
at least for disc one.
I mean,
and the armory was. By the way, can
you
we
go
mention
back
that?
there 4 times.
The armory, is the only place you go back all the time, right?
Yeah,
Yep.
It gets harder every time you get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
They
Yeah,
even dropped the elite.
We just
there's
never
more
mentioned it. I
platforms.
think that it gets worse every time.
Every time you have to go back, there's something changing in the path.
Yeah, but you're always gooder at the game
Yeah, because you're supposed
Uh,
to understand some
so
mechanics,
it's
and you're supposed.
as easy every time. I liked it. Also, I've never been had by one of those floor traps.
Yeah, me neither.
I
But-
did because I tried turning because there was a mob and I ended up hugging the wall, which is one of the mechanics. Is the
Oh, yeah.
walls are very
Mhm.
sticky,
Yep.
and I just fell in the pit. And I was like,
yeah. Oh yeah, in the tower fight. Yeah.
yeah, it happened
hate
a
it.
bunch of time as
Yeah,
well.
hugging the wall when you turn the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But but in like the floor traps, the first time it got me, because it got me 2 times. I said never, but it was
It
kind
happened.
yeah. So the first time was because I thought that was the path because I couldn't find anywhere else to go. So I thought, oh, maybe go in there because that's it just opens right. in front of
Yeah.
me. So I just jumped into it and died immediately.
Yeah.
And the second time was I was not hogging the wall or anything. It's just there were so many guards at some point at the towards the end of the game.
Yeah.
So I was trying to avoid them. I'm just looking at the radar as I did for almost the whole game. Actually, I actually maybe never looked
At the game itself.
the game itself, and in the armory especially because I wanted to see the guards. Sometimes I would. One time I would forget that there would be a trap there, and I fell into it. Also, I have one more thing to add. I don't know if you guys were finished yet.
Yeah,
You had.
I don't know. But yeah, it's just mechanically speaking, there was some great ideas that I have inspired like a whole slew of generations. To this day, you can
Yep.
see
Mm-hmm.
what this game brought to the table, which is quite commendable. It's just limitation with the time it came out and the experience now that I'm used to more polished games because the technology got so much more advanced compared to back in the days that just games don't look like that. They don't work like that anymore. We've pretty much figured out what works. It's called joysticks. Yeah, it's just I had moments where I felt like I wasn't struggling with the game more than I felt like I was struggling with the hardware. And it made me angry. It just felt like it was oddly rigged. Like I just did not enjoy that part of the experience. But the rest of it was kind of inspiring. I was just like, yeah, it's super hammed up the dialogues and crazy story. I can get behind that. I like the ridicule. And yeah, those are really cool ideas that I can see to this day still being used that just got reiterated on. And I'm like, yeah, those were great ideas. But fuck. So like I would rate this whole situation at a solid 7.5 out of 10. Those 3 points, 2.5, 3 points are just lost on hardware limitation that just makes the experience so much harder than it needs to be.
But this is solely on disc 1, so I guess I could get a refresh rate either going up or down once we finish the whole game.
Yeah, ultimately it could probably go up by the end of CD2,
It
and
could
like
probably go down.
it could
I mean,
go down
I
too
wouldn't-
if there were like some serious mechanical issues. Like there are things like the rope. The rope could have been absolutely garbage,
Yeah.
and they nailed it.
Yeah.
I wasn't good at it, but I understand that it was my fault.
No, that was me. I was good at it.
I was a piece of shit at it, but that's not the game's fault. Unlike the sniper mechanics, which is like,
That was
fuck
just-
you game.
Yeah, that was fuck you game mechanics. Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
So, yeah, it's like, look, there's a couple of things like that as of like, cool, you can make camera shake and it's cool, and sniper camera shake is still a thing to this day. And it probably was one of the first one who actually took the time to think about it, which is fucking great.
yeah, I respect that. Yeah.
Yep. But the reason why I said is cool, you can do it, but should you is the console's rendering engine and the way that it worked and how much pixel could be jammed on the screen with the zoom, considering the fact that it still had to render at a distance without crashing the console, made it so leasability was terrible and maneuverability was pixel perfect on a kind of a smudgy image and RNG shaking that was extreme. Like, no game today would shake that badly. That's not true. I have one game that I can quote that would shake even worse. Fallout, if your arms are crippled and you aim with a gun, it shakes like crazy, but you just need to heal your arms.
Which one?
Anyone?
New Vegas 3, any of the 3D ones.
Okay.
The 1 and 2 are isometric tactical games,
Yeah.
so you don't get to deal with like cameras and stuff like
Okay, fair enough. Well, if that's up for you, I have one more thing to add, and it's my death count.
Oh, by all means, yeah. For
Yeah.
disc one.
that. I didn't keep track.
Do you have? Okay, so to be very blunt, I was bad at the game, very very bad at the game. Now that being said, you want to cast their votes.
I mean, Price is Right rules. Who has
Yeah.
the closest number?
Yeah, closest
Yeah.
number. Yeah.
Price is Right.
Let's say 26.
And I would have to say I have some.
Saves coming.
I have some scams in place. Like I have some deaths I count in another way.
Okay.
That makes no sense, but okay.
You'll see.
Okay.
I'll explain.
I
I'll explain
still
everything.
stick to 26.
I mean,
26.
There's some death that are just soft locks. They're hard to find because the game is quite merciful, but it sometimes happens.
I guess.
I mean, a good example would be if you run out of C4 before you actually open Axolotl because you suck with the C4, then you would need to backtrack, I guess.
No,
And
it's
if
in the armory.
Well, I'm also not saying I'm not counting these deaths. I'm saying I'm counting them in a different way.
Okay. I
If
would
that
say,
helps you.
from my personal experience, and I'm not that great at this game, I would say you probably died 45 times tops.
45 tops. You said 26.
Yeah.
All right. You good? Oh my God, I'm so bad. God damn. I died more than that. I
Okay.
died.
Okay.
So
I
you
think
win.
I died like 40-ish times.
Okay. So I died 84 times.
Oh, shit.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
Oh, boy.
So that's what I counted.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Plus 2. So the plus 2 was I killed Meryl 2 times.
Okay. Fair.
Oh, yeah,
makes
sense.
I understand what you're
One
saying.
was by mistake, and the other one was because I wanted to test it. I wanted to test if I could strangle her to death.
Yeah, you can stop before you break the neck. You can knock her out before.
Yeah, well, I wanted to try if I could kill her that way.
Yeah.
Or if the game would block me.
Well, the game allows you.
Yeah, so that was my test, and the other one was a mistake.
Yep.
And the other 84 times was me dying like a noob.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah, I would say I probably averaged, like, I think, in between 40.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Like I
close to
said,
that.
I'm not like your average gamer. I'm a Nintendo gamer. So I like easy games.
Okay, yeah.
Easy games where you don't die as much, or you have like 80 characters. Well, not 80, but like 8 characters or
Yeah.
6 characters or whatever. So you never die.
Didn't you play Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, but I have like 15, 17 hearts. So.
Yeah, but when you started the game, you died a lot. Didn't
Yeah,
you?
but I got Mifa's Grace first.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. So the trek to there was annoying, and then once you got it,
No,
you were like, oh, whatever.
I'm actually better at Zelda than Metal Gear. Wouldn't you believe?
I mean, the controls are very tight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're miles.
Like you can avoid enemies.
I'm not here to defend Metal Gear Solid 1's controls. I know they're garbage. I'm not here to purely say this is the best controller series now.
No, they're not, because I've played the later games, and the later games controls are complicated but fun. The first game is just like
Well, I'm gonna say right now, I'm probably gonna play more of Metal Gear.
Oh, for sure. And it's not the question here. I'm gonna finish this game
I'm
because
just
I'm
saying.
halfway through. I'm like, no, I want more. You know, like ultimately, I want to finish this game, and also I want to finally have not secondhand description as to what this game is, because I have, I think, 3 people in my life, maybe 4, who are completely obsessed with Metal Gear, and they don't know each other.
Really?
But I know all of them. So I've been talked over the years so much about this series
Metal Gear.
that there were many, many times where I was like, oh, that guy told me about this. And because ultimately I know what's going to happen, I don't get as surprised. But at the same time, when it happens, I'm like, it's nothing like what he said.
Well, sometimes Snake would do something. I was like, well, Pablo does this. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, there's a few things that you guys might have picked up, but
A little bit.
you know, comes and goes.
So the Snake.
Because I tend not to try to quote Metal Gear, but sometimes I do.
You do
Yeah,
all the
sometimes.
time.
Why?
No, he doesn't that much.
Not that much. Sometimes when you play a shooter game, I think we're playing either Overwatch or something like that. There's sometimes I go 6 bullets. That's all I need to kill a man.
You did, yeah.
few
But I
times.
did play that part when you said it.
Yeah.
So
More than enough to kill anything that moves.
I should have moved.
Oh, but my favorite quote is Metal Gear, as everyone is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, to end the second episode of this particular podcast right now, we will be starting off the second CD when we have the time.
It's not much of a podcast. It's more like a book club, to
It
be honest.
is a book club.
I wouldn't call it a podcast, to be honest.
No, we just discussed the whole experience that we decided to share together.
Yeah, basically.
All right. Well, I removed my comment. I wish you all to go fuck yourself.
Yeah, please, fuck you.
Lick my
And
balls.
unsubscribe, unlike,
Please.
go fuck yourself.
Thank you.